Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Dan Isgro and Damian Scro. Let's go back to Dan Isgro.
Hey,
whose head is completely cut off.
Should I do this?
Frankie, could you come in?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's perfect. Can you just be like that the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Also, can't move. Not even roll dice.
I'm very okay.
There he is.
Hey, look at that. It moves.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you, Frankie.
Go back to me. We'll start over. Oh man, what's going on here?
My God.
What's the show come to?
It's really quack.
Where's our budget going? Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Dan Isgro and Damian Scro, holding it down today. And of course, as always, we have, in reverse order today. I'm going to put it back because it's messed me up. Richard Wild and Charles Morrison. Welcome, guys. This is today, Season 3, Episode 7, is entitled Power Grid. And we are on the last, Power Grab. I'm getting old. We are on the last season of the Celestial War saga, which began in 2018.
Wow, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we are 7 years later, and you have this whole giant story that you could see in segments as it goes. The world changes, the technology moves on, and it all leads to here. What a ride it's been! What a
Quite
ride
a ride.
it's been.
Mm.
So we started with just us, and look, now we have the fans playing with us.
It's awesome.
So last week on the show, we had right now. If anyone's watching right now, we are just on YouTube. We're having an issue for Facebook, so please share it out on Facebook. Let people know that we are on. I think that people aren't going to realize; they'll catch it later. So last week on the episode, on episode 6, we saw you guys kind of coming to terms with what happened from the blast and secondary blast to the Everstar, and basically what it did was create a black hole that is connected to the nothing, as the Everstar was, the nothing. It's connected to the nether,
The Nether.
and it's basically been swallowing the entire system, the Andarian system, into the nether. You guys been trying to react to it, trying to figure out what's going on. During the whole blast, you realized that your soul was separated and ripped out of its body, and even right now, your body is back in that ship that's being torn apart into that black hole, and for all intents and purposes, you are dead. So that's rough.
One of us. One of us. One of.
That's right.
So you guys eventually went back to the back towards Andaria. You kind of just group up a bit. Your soul has been tethered to a crystal, but now has been tethered to Travis.
Great.
Yes.
You're obviously joined by Richard's character and Charles's character. Brooke is off attending to Andaria herself.
Okay.
She's dealing with something that we don't really know quite the impact of that yet. We just know that it's dramatic. And out of game, we know that it's most likely related to like a failure of her quest. At least that's what she thinks, and if that's true, whatever. We'll see. And then we ended with you guys talking with Altari and kind of learning about what's going on and what everything means for what happened. So, in a nutshell, you know what? I'll say that for the episode, and I'll let you guys kind of go over the impact of what happened. But that's basically it. Is there any questions before we begin the episode?
We are still with Altari.
No, Altari dissipated, like his time is saying his time is done,
Uh-huh.
and left.
But
Are
we're
we
still in that.
In the room.
You're
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
in the
we're
room,
still
but
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. We didn't leave. We're sitting there discussing. Okay, what are we gonna do now?
Right.
Okay.
We'll have one. I do have one question. The crystal that came out of the Zir ship, is it a known crystal to us, or is it something completely different?
What do you mean? Is it known to you?
Is it an amethyst, onyx? I mean, obsidian, emerald, that kind of thing.
It was an amber.
Amber. Okay.
Any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, guys, let's get going here. This is season 3, episode 7, Power Grab. Let's do it. I always look over to Dan when the girl comes on because Dan's always has a little glint of like, who is that? Every single time. Guys, welcome to the show. I am Tony Hansen, your host, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Dan Isgro and Damian Scro. And of course, we have our fan player characters here in the virtual world. It is Richard Wild and Charles Morrison. Guys, thanks for joining. This is Season 3, Episode 7, Power Grab. Power Grab. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, give it to me. Give me the power.
So last week we found out the Everstar blew up. It's connected to the Nether.
Black
it's,
hole.
It's now created a black hole. It's swallowing the Endarian system into itself, and it is known that there's pretty much nothing you can do. Where you're going to go, it's going to encounter you, and you'll be swallowed in, and you will enter the Nether, whether you want to or not. And basically, last week you guys were deciding on what you're going to do, what you're going to prepare for, and we talked about what you talked to Altari. Obviously, as I mentioned before, major things that happened. Dan's character actually died, but his soul was able to stay tethered to the crystal and such, and now to Travis's friend that was bestowed upon him by Altari, who was like a sage and was able to do something like that. You guys opted. I think your best plan was to try to gather more power before the inevitable coming of the Nether. But this episode's for you. Whatever you want to do in the time that's left. It's up to you to choose what you do with the time that you have, said Gandalf. So, you basically have the power to go anywhere you want. You can do anything that you can. You believe that this Nether is going to hit you probably within like a week or two, something like that. Only 6 days have passed since it started, and it's completely in your hands. I'm very curious what you're going to do, and I'll tell you that there's a lot you could do. It's just about what you want to do.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are in Altari's chambers. Altari has dissipated into the Nether. He has felt like his time here is done. He is gone. You're in there by yourself. You're in Sanctuary, and in Salvation, rotating in orbit around Andaria. You are all together. Roleplay.
What does he look like? Like what?
A spirit of himself.
Do we see the spirit? He's
Yeah,
like
you
a
see him.
ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. Just
So
checking.
it's like he's tethered to you, but he's
Right.
independent
I
of
got
you.
like a leash.
When
Is it
he
like a choke leash? Can I
Yeah.
no, you can't touch
yank
it.
it?
But
and,
when he
like, give him a little choke.
when either of you walks a little small like tether, you can see mystical tether.
Okay.
If it becomes visible, and then it kind of floats away when you guys are still.
Like a little
Cool.
wisp.
How big is your aura?
I believe it is like 20 feet, if that sounds right. I believe.
How much will have you got?
How big's your aura?
Yes. It's 20 feet.
20 feet mine is.
Me?
Yes. Not many
No,
people here at the
everybody
table.
else. That's
I didn't realize you had asked me. I thought you were just talking to Scrub.
How big's your aura?
That's
30 feet.
personal.
What is it?
30.
30.
30
So
feet.
you can go 50 feet away from Scrow's character without an issue.
50. Oh.
Yeah.
So as long as my aura is touching his aura, then we're
Right.
good. Okay.
Aura docking.
Ma, he's touching you. He's touching me.
As long as your aura's at docking.
We're
Yes,
docked
no.
right now.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Here's your aura.
I get to be.
coming his
I get to be
aura.
haunted by this ghost now. That's great.
For real.
I'm glad the world is ending soon.
Okay,
So what are our options here?
take it away. Get into character
Well-
and roleplay.
We go and talk to the ancients in the room.
And see if they can.
See if they can do
Give us
anything.
any advice?
I mean, they may
black
know what's
holes.
going on. They may not know what's going on.
Into the Nether.
You
And
mean
also,
down-
yeah,
you
they
mean
might
down
have some
here?
other way of doing it. Yes, here while we're here up here in the temple, let's go talk. See if we can use that room, talk to the ancients, maybe talk to the queen. She might have a way of disabling the citadel, or at least doing something there. Because I mean, it's the queen. She's would have had a failsafe if something went wrong. And if we could find a
Citadel
way
where
to
Bardo is now. Is that
Yes.
What you're talking about?
that's the one
Yeah.
I'm meaning. If we can do something and disrupt Bardo, at least we might take him off the board, rightly or wrongly. I don't know. It's just an
Right,
option.
Do we want to do that, or should we go?
I don't know.
Talk
That's
to
the
him?
thing.
Yeah, that's
It
another
would be-
question though. I mean, it's a good idea to keep Bardot in mind. But what if he's worried about being taken off the board by the Nether too.
Which he should be.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
So if
Yeah,
we're,
exactly.
if we're trying to fight this Nether, then maybe he might be a temporary.
It might be a
ally.
bargaining chip, though. If we can find something about the Citadel that we could use, it could be a bargaining chip. And then, if nothing else, we might be able to find a way to slip into there unnoticed and get some of that crystal armor that they had.
To what
Because it'd
end?
be
For
That-
us
it'd be
to
very
use.
defense.
That might be pushing it.
Oh, defense for when we jump into the Nether.
Yes.
I see.
That
The other
might be
option of
pushing it.
yep. Yeah, the other option, of course, is to go to Sunken City and see if we can
Now
talk
we're
to
talking.
talk to them about
Somewhere
the
we've
Check
barely
out,
been.
check out the
what's
vault.
in the vault. Yeah, check out the vault, and then from there we could head down to Amwa and visit Flint at the Valdusk and see if we can get one of Livermore's, an old friend of ours, one of her prototype rifle she had, because I think one of you two could use that brilliantly.
So you
She
want-
she
you
was
Good
she was
idea.
working on
I
some
like that.
powerful stuff,
So
and then lastly we could go down to the exchange, see what they've got, and then maybe to the dragons. That's just a few ideas.
Yeah, maybe we should get the dragons involved in on this.
I mean,
What's their plan? Just get blinked out of existence?
I don't know, but I mean,
Well,
yeah, Gilder.
What?
Were you gonna say something?
I mean, who among us can talk to the dragons?
Well, that's a good question.
I mean,
well,
none of us
actually,
here ever been with one.
And,
Will-
and Phil was a person who has a connection to
Mm.
talk to them in a bit, but obviously his character was left behind to monitor everything.
I
And
mean,
his master was the person that was talking to
Could-
dragons.
if we could contact the dragon wizard, maybe he could help facilitate an audience with them.
That might still be possible. Just
Right, but there's a lot to do in a short amount of time, and
Right.
I
Right.
I don't. Two mages up here with us, isn't he? I mean, not in the room, but he's on
Right, so let's-
salvation,
Oh
right?
yes, he's in salvation, not with you.
Okay. I mean, maybe we can get two mages to teleport us down
Let's speed
somewhere
things up.
and start.
That
That
was
way,
the
it won't
time.
take hours to get the fly down.
Or the other thing we've got is we could talk to the ones that are up here, and they might be able to have contacts down. Because I mean, two mage, other people that have known dragons, maybe we can ask them, and they might be able to
True.
facilitate something.
yeah, maybe we could leverage their relationship with the
Hey.
dragons. But have we gotten to the point where we're just resigned to the fact that we're going to be swallowed up into the Nether?
Well, not if
I
we
don't
can
think we-
stop this black hole.
But I don't think we can stop it. I mean, it's too late for that. We're just going to have to go in and defeat him and hope for the best. But still, a lot of people don't know. If we get
So
enough people
that's
together,
even
I mean,
coming.
yeah. I mean, wasn't there a big force that defeated Dragano?
Sure.
Why couldn't it be the same?
Bring an army together.
Yeah,
Put the word out.
not to mention Dragano did have the world in like this gray. There was only two spots. Well, Sunken City weathered that with the generator. I mean, I don't know if it'd still be able to keep that part in using that shield generator or not.
All right.
Maybe we could use this new crystal that we brought back from the Zia ship. That could power up that generator that was down there.
There's also the Chimera crystal that probably could do it too.
These are all options.
Well, I think since we're here, might
Let's
as well go down and see if we can speak to an ancient, right?
I think that's the best
I
bet.
mean, that's the closest thing. We might as well do it right here.
Yeah,
Let's go for it.
yeah. Go ahead and go down that tunnel to that room. I'm going this tunnel. I think I'm gonna go have a conversation with Andaria.
Okay.
What are you going to talk to Andaria about?
She's part of an ancient, isn't she? Maybe she can get a hold of Andar.
Okay.
Actually, you could even try using that room to contact Ender. We've never actually explored who we can reach.
Yeah, we don't, but at least I know that might be a more direct contact point. And we don't know the combination to get Andar in that room. Another combination to get the Red Knight.
Okay.
Okay.
And even then, I don't even know if what I'm going to do works. But I'm going to give it a try.
All right.
Divide and conquer.
All right, let's go check it out.
Okay.
So where are you going?
Down the steps that he said to go. To
Are you
But-
trying to go to that room you were last time with the
Yeah,
symbols?
should be total 2 for them.
Okay. So you head to that room with all like the symbols on the walls. Right? Correct?
yes.
Okay. You go into that room and you're
I'm
there.
going to-
No changes since the last time you were in, which was like a season ago or such.
2 seasons.
2 seasons.
So what do we see exactly?
So the walls are all like kind of like blocks like we have here on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have different symbols that you believe represent different ancients. And you're aware of the symbols now, so you don't have to like split hairs with this. You could just say I want to look at the symbol for this person or whoever.
Okay.
Who should we try to talk to first? Maybe like
The collector was always there to help us.
okay. I believe the queen was also mentioned as a possible
Yeah,
person to try to talk to.
we could
Maybe
try the
find
queen.
out about, the citadel or something.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
go for it. Let's try to talk to the collector. See
All
if
right.
he's got anything for us.
Let's try the collector first.
Okay, you tap into the collector. You guys are gonna roll will checks, and between the two of you, you're going to need to have 3 successes to actually be able to reach out.
Okay.
If you get 5 successes, you'll get something extra special.
Nothing.
None. Okay.
All right. I guess the collector isn't responding to us.
Let's try a different one.
I'll try the queen.
Yep. It was a collect call.
Wow.
He refused the charges.
Where is the remove Charles button?
All right. Let's reset this thing.
Okay, one more time. What do we need to reach the queen?
Same thing. 3 and 5.
I got 1.
I got 0.
It's an R6, right? Just check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just double checking.
I mean, it would be R5s if your will checks were R5.
They're not. Mine are not.
Oh, actually, mine is. So I have 2 successes on that time.
Did you have any the first time?
No.
Oh,
No, definitely not.
me neither.
Okay, Queen doesn't want to talk to us. Let's try another one.
Oh,
or-
I'm gonna get okay.
Listen. We could try the Red Knight.
okay.
He's the closest one, right?
It's worth talking to. Anybody will talk to us at this point.
Yes, tell him he owes you one.
Yes.
Well,
that's
I
gonna go
mean,
over real well.
My implication here is that we have a favor in our back pocket, and I think
Do
now
we?
might be a good time to call in. that
Okay,
favor.
great. Let's do it.
All right, come on,
Red Knight,
Travis.
here
let's
we
try
go.
it again. Nothing.
Not good.
This is the opposite
Zero
of last week so
on
far.
that one.
0 as well.
Yeah, what happened, man?
Oh.
I thought this was the year of Dan.
The-
You were
the-
gonna roll
the
good.
the time off that he had only gave enough
It's
juice
only
for one episode.
It was
I
only one
guess.
episode.
Just recharge.
Sorry,
the
what was the role for this?
We're trying to do will checks. We need like
Oh, is it will checks, is
5
it?
successes,
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
You need 3 to succeed, 5 to get something better.
Right. Right.
And we're getting 0 consistently.
So far.
So
So far, not.
would like puzzles knowledge help at all to be able to work out a way to
No.
lower that? No.
That's a good idea, but
Well. no.
Or devices knowledge? Because it's device? No. Oh well. Worth a try.
Where's the
I
chat?
assume
Thanks,
we're
Charlie.
almost just like
Thanks,
reaching out and
Yes,
trying to tap them and hope they respond.
correct.
Okay. The Elven Lord,
Yeah. let's
we
give it a
saved
shot.
this tree a long time ago. Please answer us.
Listen,
Elven Lord.
any agent that's willing to
We
talk to
saved
us
his
at this
tree.
point. Here we go. I got one.
Oh, nothing.
Nuts.
All right, let's put
Can't
these
talk
dice.
to an I mean, I
these
shouldn't be
dice
surprised.
Do you
if
have
I can't
instinct?
talk to an agent.
Hold up.
I'm not surprised.
Do you guys have instinct points? You guys have instinct points you can use. Remember,
True.
so you
True.
could,
They're
if
not
you
going to use it on
really
that one
wanted
when
to.
they have no successes. Though.
Right.
we have
This
zero.
is
I,
yeah.
I have not rolled a single success.
This is
not
not
one.
really the time I want to use the instinct. I'm saving that for.
The most we've had was one
Yeah.
so far, right?
I got 2 successes on 1 roll. Yeah.
So let's speed this up because you're just going to list every single god. So how many gods are left? I think there's like 3 or 4. How many did you
Something
do?
like that.
We've
we
done
did 3.
We've done
4?
1,
What did we do?
2, 3, 4.
You've done
so far.
3.
So does
No, I
Come
think
on,
we
you
did
only done.
4.
You've only done 3.
No, we did the collector. We did
Collector,
the queen.
Queen, Elven
Red
Lord.
Knight.
Red Knight.
Oh, Red Knight.
Red
You did
Knight.
Red Knight. You did Red Knight already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
4
should have
we
been
did.
easy. You already
Okay,
know
so-
this combination.
do 4.
Just whistle and you go.
It should have been easy. Do 4 rolls right now. Let's just go cut to the
Okay,
end.
here we go.
What do you mean 4 rolls?
4
4 will checks.
4 will checks.
Okay.
No, 0 on that one.
0 on that one.
Okay, go ahead, 2.
Nope.
It's for you fans. You don't have to watch all this.
Not 1.
Wow.
0.
3.
Oh,
Was that double 1?
yes, I just rolled 2 ones.
1 6.
Okay, next.
Was the last one?
Last one.
Here we go. This is the one. We're gonna get one. We're gonna get this one. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, 2 successes.
1. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh!
Who is it?
It's up to you. I'm going to let you choose.
Awesome. It's the least we can get.
Who?
If I was a
You
jerk, I would
could
make
do.
you- Actually, you know what? To be fair, it's the one you don't want to talk to the most.
Yeah, who is that?
So who is the one that you would never
the
want to talk
last
to?
choice, literally, our last choice.
That I
Um,
think, honestly,
Gotta-
the last choice would be
Gotta-
the Archmage
Yep.
because he
Yeah.
really doesn't like you guys.
Had to be.
That's great.
Oh, that's true. Would you choose him last?
Probably.
Yeah, and because he like regardless of what our intentions are, what our goals are, he's always got his own thing up his sleeve.
Right.
He's always got his own thing going on.
Which this time, go for it. You know, like good
But
for
he
him.
supported you
If
in the
he's like
past.
that.
Like
if
you
he's
should
gonna be like that.
Let me tell you something. If there is one of them that has your back the most, it was the Archmage.
yeah, but like I have a complicated relationship with the Archmage.
You make it complicated.
Huh?
Maybe you make it complicated.
I be that as it may, it's still complicated.
Mm.
Let's not
Okay.
forget
But,
the
Yeah.
last character of yours to talk to him. He didn't like very much at all,
no.
and that's just one spirit away from where you are now.
Oh, But Hogar, he did like Hogar, so
loves Ho-
it's
he
kind of
loves Hogar.
balancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would suggest you guys use your instinct points because you've got the 3 successes, you've got the contact. Use your instinct to
Oh, go
try to
for
get it to
5.
5
To go for the more, yeah.
and go for the 5
I'll do
because
that.
then it will be better.
The 5 will give you a full blown conversation in person,
As opposed to.
not questions only.
Oh, yeah, we gotta do that. All right.
You also
So I
your
rolled
instinct will be
1.
renewed now because you've traveled and such. So you have.
Hold on. What about the lion though?
Oh,
You already done. You did the
You would've
lion. You
done
did
it.
all of. You've done all those, but
Right,
then
he
you only
wouldn't
got
have been our
you're
one.
last
excited about
choice.
it, and you can't do it.
Oh,
wouldn't have
right.
been our last
Okay,
choice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
You should have said, "Oh, what about the lion?" And then you could have done it.
Not him. All right.
Yeah.
So I rolled 1. You want to just pour it all in? I'll roll another 3.
You could just rest after and get it all back. So like, why not use them?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Use all
okay.
5.
Okay.
Use the
Alright.
whole lot. 'Cause
Use
by
the
the
whole
time we
lot.
get back, yeah, just
Okay.
use the lot. It's
Doing
too
it.
important.
All
Here
right.
we
So I'll
go.
roll another 5.
Yep. You need 2 successes.
Wait, you go first.
All right, here we go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Yes.
Wow. Go for it.
It's
This is
so-
something crazy. Go higher, and I'll reward you.
Okay. Yeah. You got how many there?
I got 4 successes.
You're at
Four-
7.
Plus our 3.
Right?
Yeah,
Well,
so you're at
plus the
7.
2 I had before. Yeah.
You get 10. I'm gonna get up and slap both of you in the face.
We got 7 total.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man.
If only you had 5s, R5s.
Oh. Nothing.
Scro is pulling it through.
Man.
Seven
Yeah.
successes. Everything changes for everyone there, and everyone is there, correct?
Us?
I'm there,
No,
yeah.
it's
No.
Actually,
well,
am I able
Dell's
to
with
put?
us, I think.
Yeah, am I able to
No?
put my
You're way
rolls
too late.
into this?
You're
No,
way
no, no,
too
no,
late.
no. It's just asking because I didn't realize that I could roll. I said I had to duck out. So
No.
was I able to
went
roll
to
for
the
that?
other, down the other
No,
hallway.
you would have had to been a part of the first roll to add a survival
No.
or anything. Okay, so
Gilda went down to the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
Dell,
so it's just
Dell's
Dell.
with us. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay,
Yes.
so the three of you go in, and you're walking in this kind of like mystical realm, and you see like cloud just like walking by you, and you're not really clear what you're walking on. It's very hazy, and you're just kind of you find yourself just like traversing it, and eventually you walk up to the figure that you know as the Archmage, and he sees you. And he looks like an older wizard.
I stand up straight.
Greetings, Archmage.
What have you come here for?
Well, we're here to ask for your help.
I'd also say we're
Ask
after your
it.
guidance.
What's that?
We're after his guidance as well.
And your guidance.
Then ask it.
The world of Andaria, the entire universe.
I am aware of what is transpiring.
We'd like your help to stop it.
It cannot be stopped.
Why not?
It is the end. We are here.
We are here?
In your linear existence, in the realm of physicality, we are at the end.
What does that mean?
That it can't be stopped and it's over. That's what he's saying.
It is inevitable.
This is what they always
He's
told
saying
us.
he doesn't
They
have
al-
the power to help us. That's what he's telling us. He doesn't have the power to help us.
No, I don't. I think it's more than that. I think it's that it can't be stopped. This is something that has to happen, and once the things have been set in motion, it has to play its course, and then once it reaches its finality, then things can, as Altari said to us, that it can be restarted. Whoever wins the final battle can choose to remake this universe. It's above my pay grade,
Right.
but
Right.
No. We were always told that anything we were trying to accomplish couldn't be done. Couldn't defeat Dragano. Couldn't defeat the Necromancer. Now you're telling us the same thing. We can't stop the Nether.
You cannot stop the Nether, but you can choose what happens when the Nether becomes all.
Right. And how do we do that?
Are you just going to accept this?
Seems to be what everybody's like telling us. I mean,
Why are you so worried?
Because the Nether is going to swallow everything. It's going to swallow Andaria. We fought so long to protect this world. No, it's just going to disappear. It's going to be swallowed up.
If you are able to be victorious in the Nether, would it be swallowed up?
I
no,
don't-
because we
I
could
don't know.
get it back, right? We could remake it.
You could do whatever you wish.
What do you mean?
If you wish for tomorrow to come, it would come.
If we win in the Nether.
Well, it's you or him or whoever.
What is that?
You see.
Thanks.
You're
What
seeing
about
the-
you?
You see the next days as final.
Yeah.
It is not final. It is a rebirth.
Of everything?
Only to a degree. We are multi-dimensional beings. We exist in all sorts of ways. This is just the one aspect of our reality. For you in this form, it is everything that you perceive. The universe going through this.
And you were just gonna let this happen? What's your plan?
I have no plan.
Will this affect you at all?
No, I think not.
Mm.
Is there anything we can do to increase our chances of winning?
You must be the most powerful force, the most powerful will, the strongest will to win.
So how do we do that?
You must figure that out for yourself. I could tell you all sorts of things, but if you don't believe it, or you choose to believe something else, what does it mean?
Can the people that are in the Nether, their souls, can they be united? Their power, their will to like to stand up to other forces or other person's will that's
Anything that transpires in the nether can transpire because it is thought.
mm,
If you were to have some sort of battle or great event in the coming days, if somebody were of a frequency of similar alignment to you and wished to engage and assist you, or someone felt diametrically opposed to what you were and wanted to fight you, they could appear also.
right.
So, yes, someone could aid you, and yes, someone could hurt you. In the end, it will be whatever happens, whoever wishes to be there, whoever has the strongest will to be there. You would be surprised at existence.
Mm,
Somebody will say they will fight, they will stand for others. And then the time arises and they don't show.
mm,
Or someone says they have the conviction for something, and perhaps they are in a state where they have strong feelings for such, but they do not proceed. They do not complete their task. And there are others who don't speak those words as if they care at all, but they are there.
mm.
So you talk about reaching out to others to pull them to your aid. If you could do so and move them, then they would be there.
Right.
The nether, as you call it, is not the end of things. It is the beginning of things. It's the beginning of the physical realm from there.
Right.
Everything you thought of, everything you have thought of, everything you will think of is there in that creation, that manifestation, the
Mm,
foundational place for the physical realm. But you are souls that are multidimensional and are much more. You are the complete existence. And this is the dream. And it's a good dream.
The dream.
The physical world is the dream.
mm.
Whose dream?
It is all of our dreams. It is your dream, his.
It's a little confusing, but
You are star seekers. You have been on this journey, and it has been revealed to you, has it not, what your journey is about. But you seem confused.
what was about saving this universe, this world, and Aria, and all that, you know.
Yes.
And
First, it is about experience. You will
mm,
go through an experience of your choosing. And secondly, if you care, which you do, you will become a star seeker and try to mold the universe in a way that you believe would be favorable to everyone else in it.
Yeah.
That is it. It is no more complex than that. You give your existence meaning.
But if we're trying to make this existence better for everyone,
Then try to do so. And if you win and you are successful, then you will.
How?
You must be the most dominating force on the other side. Your will must be strongest.
So then you're saying if we're successful in the Nether, we can just manifest any world that we would like?
Instantly it'll happen.
That was my understanding of it. The Nether is like they told us it was like the foundation, the place where reality sort of comes from or springs forth from in a way. Right? All the connections to that world and this world. This world is sort of the I don't know, the almost like the result of it. Would you say that? Or the
I agree with your
Yeah.
statements.
One way of thinking about it is when Dragana was defeated, the world of Andaria was remade by Abyssia. This is on a similar thing, but on a bigger scale, where when you're in the Nether, you can remake the universe as you wish, the same way. You can bring back souls, you can leave people in and out. That's what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
a much bigger ultimate scale of that because it's everything,
You have the power.
not just one planet.
Who's in control now?
You know who? The guy we're going up against. Who's got all the power over there? Right?
Out of everything that you know, Andar is in control of this realm. But, as your friend here says, who has a great power inside the Nether? There is one called Kanos.
Is there a way for us to? He's been collecting souls through different means. Is there a way for us to reverse that, undo it, like take the souls away from him? Or once he has them, he's got them?
Is such a thing possible? Yes. It is a battle of wills. That is it.
Mm.
To understand what I'm saying truly, you must realize that everything to say it is a battle of will is perhaps a higher statement. And the more foundational thinking would be that everything you do shows your will. In your mind, you have an idea. You think something. Let us evaluate that as being worth the smallest increment of will, your thoughts. The next level would be your action. And if you had, let's say, let's call them bad thoughts. If you had bad thoughts, but in the moment you take an action you deem to be good, you would have overridden those small thoughts and they would go away. But your action would be the will going forward.
Mm.
But if you had positive thoughts and on top of that your action was also positive, your will would be stronger. What if you had multiple actions? Well, then you would be in danger of something else. You would be in danger of having a belief.
Hmm.
And deep down at your core, if you were to believe, your will would be again stronger. Now, upon that belief, you have another thought, and you take another action, and your belief is increased. Then your energy and your will grow even stronger and move forward. Take this to the highest degree, and you would have the strongest will.
Hmm.
Yes, somebody could try to stop you. Somebody could try to break your will and remove everything that you know of. That is the point of your journey. It can remove the physical aspect of things. You are standing here in this realm, but I know that outside of it, you are not even physical. Your friend here is physical. Your other friend is physical.
Yeah.
So, what does it really matter if you swing the sword? Yes, it does have value, but it's not just that, it's everything. It's your mind and your body and your soul all together. So when I tell you the answer is whoever has the most will, that is it. And will others come to your belief? Will they follow you? Take anything from history or any moment of any single physicality you have walked the physical realm. And if you stood upon many and said, I will do this, and they followed you, it is the same.
Mhm.
Maybe people will follow. Maybe you will unite souls. Maybe some of you will sacrifice for others. Maybe you will decide that someone else should be the next controlling entity. Whatever you want to do will be the answer, even if your will was not the strongest. There's no losing here. If you wish to give the realm over to Kanos, then so be it. Then that's what happens. And he will recreate it. And if you continue your existence, you will exist in one that is created by him.
Which might be horrible for us. Maybe. Potentially.
And therefore, you are back to the single, simplistic thought. You are here to give your own existence meaning. You are here to experience a life other than the spiritual realm, a physical existence. Learning in a linear fashion to discover things about yourself, to discover negative, positive, and neutral beliefs, and then decide what you want. But you give it meaning. Decide what you want and what you believe, and then take action. Do you feel I've answered your...
What?
Do you feel I've answered your questions? You struggle with this, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we were just having a discussion. We were saying it's time to visit some different places, try to get some powerful weapons, some powerful armor. Get as many people on our side as we can and head into the Nether. Try to fight Kanos. Gain control of the Nether before it swallows everything. How important are how important are those weapons? The armor. The items. If our will is the most important thing.
The weapons and the armor are a part of your will.
It's not just our thoughts. It's the actions,
The actions
too.
you take.
Like you said, it's everything.
Okay.
It's like our whole being on every level.
If you went there and kneeled down before him and said he defeated me and he let him end your life, would that be showing great will?
No. But preparing to fight him for what we believe in would imply a much stronger will.
Yes. And you believe that this realm should be led by someone like-minded to yourself or yourself because you have the best intentions.
Yeah.
Kanos must believe something similar, or he believes that the way that he would run it is appropriate. Who is right at the end? I know you want to say you.
Yeah.
But how do you know? Maybe the strongest should survive. Look back to the nature of your world. Isn't the strongest the one that always survives? By those metrics, perhaps Kano should win. But your metrics are by morality, yes?
Yeah.
You've struggled with morality since the beginning. As Holgar, you found yourselves in the midst of many incidents and decisions that you regretted and toiled over.
Yeah.
Befriend here, in his existence, how would you deem it? Through all the souls, through all the physical versions of his souls, if you were to define him, could you?
Yeah.
What quality would you say?
He's dependable.
Dependable, loyal.
Yeah.
He grasps to his friends and his family, and he holds on strongly. And he believes that is the most important. He would run it very differently than you.
Maybe.
I guess so.
So it's settled. I'll be in charge. If we win,
Well,
then
I don't think
I
that's.
think then I should
what-
probably be in charge. That's what he's saying. An ancient just told us that I should be in charge. Just want to put it out there. Make sure. Don't forget that.
I think he said if you're in charge. Isn't that right?
I think it's going to come down to whoever's conviction is the greatest. I mean, at the moment, Kanos has got this. His conviction that he's going to win is at an all-time high.
Right.
And the way I look at it is that we've faced him many times. We've always come out on top. There's no reason why we can't this time. Our conviction is as strong, if not stronger, than his. Even if it is, our conviction may simply be that he doesn't win. We go in there with that conviction, and we go, we will not let Kanos win. We will not have a universe created by him, set up by him. It's not a place where I think any of us would want to live. So we want to go in there with that conviction and going, we will do whatever it takes to stop him. And I believe that with that, we will win. We've
Yeah.
beaten gods. We defeated Dragano.
Yeah, I know. But it's just that begins right now. We're there. We have to start
course it
doing
is.
right now whatever it takes to win. But I just, like everything else we've faced, I don't know what that means.
What? Okay, if we put it down to something simpler, let's say it was his physical form versus our physical form. What would you do?
Then we would want weapons and armor.
Right.
We would
If it
want
was-
the best that we've got.
And if it was just a battle of, magic, then we would want that. And if it was just a battle of wits, then we would focus on that. But it has to be everything.
Exactly. So what we need to do is we need to armor ourselves with everything that we can, learn what we can, go in there with every bit of advantage that we can bring for ourselves.
My question
If that's
is,
equipment, if it's yeah.
how do we get other people, other souls with us? Because I feel like
Put the call
that's
out.
going to be like a key factor. Because again, I could go in there and be the most strong-willed person, but if I'm going up against an army or something, I don't know. Like, I just feel like he's preparing for that. So
Last time we fought Dragano, we had
help,
everyone behind us.
right?
There's no reason why we can't put that same word
Do
out.
the same thing.
You might find.
Do you
it
remember who
difficult,
put? It is hard. We would have to get the leaders, get them all in a room, and Darien
Are they all
Council.
in there though? No.
though. Everyone,
Then
Everybody's in.
everything will be in the nether.
Everything will be in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
The difficulty will be the frequency.
The frequency.
Like communicate or tuning into them, communicating with them.
In a sense, if you are a frequency of love and support, and another person is a frequency of anger and revenge and such, it will
Right.
be hard to find each other.
It'll clash.
Yes. So you must be resonating in a frequency that resonates to someone else.
Right.
Even if it's a close friend, if they are in a place that you are not, they will not find you. You will have an epic battle of great proportion, and they will be lost.
We have to have a single purpose.
If we want to stay united,
Interesting.
Yes.
that's one
If you
way.
think if we have a single goal that we can all focus on, we all agree on, that would give us a frequency that we can all recognize. We might have other
At least with
frequencies
us.
that go with it, but at least we will have something that can bind us. So we gain agreement. We say, this is what we need. We need everyone to believe that we have to go in and fight Kanos. If that's all they believe, we've got to fight Kanos. That might be enough to create a tether like you two have on yourselves.
But that's us. We can agree
But
upon that before we go in.
Right.
why can't we do it on a wider scale? It's been done before.
But how do we even communicate with them to let them know that we need to be able to communicate with each
Unless
other?
we go for a broader you know, focus. Like instead of it being, the fact that instead of just trying to defeat Kanos, maybe it should be more about like bolstering, positivity. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, just something to get everybody together without, you know, to go against whatever he's doing. That's the other thing. We're a little bit blind to like exactly his plan, like or what he's like, kind of preparing for us. So he's basically putting up defenses at this point. Making himself stronger. We know he's doing that in general, but how do we work in there? How do we work through that? All right, we got some good ideas though.
Okay.
As far as at least keeping ourselves maybe together, having
Yeah.
that sort of united thought.
Maybe once we're in there, each of us just reaches out with our own impulses, with our own ideas, and maybe we'll each reach out on different frequencies to try to reach
Bring
out to
in-
as many people as we
bring in
can.
others.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe there's something else we can do. Is that we've got a way of bringing ourselves together. But what if the reverse of that? If we can make Kanos doubt himself, and that could start breaking down his convictions. We need to keep that in mind, and that could weaken him. If we can get our convictions up and make him start doubting his own, that could also be a benefit for us.
That'd be something. Or if we get him to like join us somehow.
You can
Change
turn. If we
his-
can
change
find a
his
way to
mind.
turn him to say that what our beliefs are is the right way, we have to have
gonna be-
no doubt in our minds,
That's a tough sell.
or stronger.
or stronger.
Right.
We're going to sit down and have a cup of tea with him?
I don't
That's
think he'll
tough-
turn up,
tough
but
sell. Tough sell.
I think he's beyond convincing at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
how do you know? We've never tried. We've never once tried a different tactic. Hogar convinced Kanos to do things.
I think Kanos convinced Hogar to do a lot of
I was
things.
just going to say,
More like.
Yeah.
I think it was the very opposite.
Could be, but there's no reason to say that. Why couldn't you turn the tables?
Yeah, maybe it's possible for
Even
for
even
that- for that to be
causing
flipped.
any doubt. Even a small amount of doubt might be all we need. And that's our conviction. That we will win.
The reason Kanos was able to convince Hogar to do the things that he was able to convince him to do was because of Hogar's doubt in the first place. Hogar was not. He held no conviction in the things that he did. He
And
was
now
able
you
to be
have to-
manipulated because of his lack of conviction.
Exactly. So now you have to find out what your conviction is that is unbreakable. When we go in there, that's what it has to be.
Is that something that occurs to you now?
What?
You are now in this form with memory of all of your other existences. Do you come to that conclusion now or before?
No. Came to that conclusion a long time ago. I think Hogar himself came to that conclusion.
These things will be important.
I know what we have to do. I just don't know if we can do it.
Wrong way of thinking. Of course we can do it.
Right. I agree with Dell.
Did you face
If we have-
Dragano?
If we're gonna have any chance, we have to go in assuming that we got it all the way, 100%. We're gonna, be successful. That we're gonna win. Can't be
Take a
any
step
doubt.
back and think of this. Did you defeat the Karen army when it came to attack us? Even though the odds were stacked so heavily against us, did we win? Did you destroy the Everstar, which no one said was possible?
Yeah.
Did you defeat Dragano, which no one said was possible?
Yeah.
So why is Kanos any different? He's just another one that someone's saying you can't beat him. And you've proven time and time and time again, it doesn't matter what others think. You got this.
Yeah,
Step
but
up.
this time it matters what we think.
No, it doesn't. You've got it. Simple as that.
Well, I think we have to stay positive in that.
Yeah.
In that way, it matters what we
I
think.
think
We
you're
have
saying,
to stay.
you're saying
Yeah.
the
We
same
have to
thing
stay
different
mentally
ways.
focused and mentally,
Yes.
right. Sort
But
of
going into those
strong on
Yeah.
on our convictions, like you said.
going into those other battles, the battles against Dragano, the battles against the Necromancer,
We didn't have that.
we never did.
No, that's right. That's what we need this time.
That's what made us what we were.
Well,
Exactly.
In fact, no.
I don't know
Not
about
exactly.
That. No, I don't know about that. That didn't make us what we were. I mean,
Yes, it did.
think?
We never went into a battle that big convinced that we were going to win. We went
I'm
into
not
a battle
disagreeing with you.
convinced that we were going in together despite anything that was going to happen.
Right.
We knew that we were going in together, and however we went out, we were going out together.
I agree. This is
See,
different.
The
This is
the
different.
way how I've seen
That's how I
like
see it.
through all my existences and watching all you guys, the way you've fought and that there, I've seen it slightly differently, I guess. I've seen that every time you go into a battle where the odds seem stacked so heavily against you, you rise to the occasion. You don't step back and go, oh, okay, we can't win this. You go there and you go, right, this is really hard, but I'm not giving up. I'm not letting them win. And you take that step forward, even when you should fail. Look at the rod. What were the odds that you were going to defeat with the rod?
Look what
And
a
yet you still
difference
did.
Perspective makes his view of us so much different than our own.
Which would be a different frequency.
Right. That's
Okay.
why we have to like adopt that way of thinking in a way. I think we have to
Okay.
Because
all have to literally get on the same page.
All right.
Mentally.
So, from a more practical standpoint, how do we begin to prepare for this?
I think for personally, mine is the most simplistic version. Equipment, knowledge. But whatever we do, we have to face this together.
And I
Okay.
think we should also be a little more clear on like what we're fighting for mentally. Like especially that now we're talking about all this like is it just existence and peace? Or is it something more specific than that? You know? Any thoughts? 'Cause I feel like when you boil it down, it's like we're fighting for the existence of life and not just life, but peaceful life.
I think it's a little. My view on it is quite simple. Is going, it's allowing people to have the choice to live the life they wish to choose, and giving them the opportunity to live a life that they want to live. Whether it be, if they want to be bad, fine, let them be bad, because someone will step up and do the same. It's allowing people to live the life they choose without being dictated to.
But
That's a little more accurate, even though
that's
Yeah.
the world that we came from. That
Right.
was a
That's
world
true.
full of war and death that we came
Yep.
from. And if
And
we
look what
had the
happened.
option to recreate the world, I'm not recreating a world. I'm not recreating a universe full of species, full of people who will be at war nonstop the way
But-
we were.
just to flip that on the other side for a second, like if we just think about like what I said and it's just about like peaceful existence, that could be like everybody like in like slavery, you know, like everybody's like, you know, in a terrible situation. Maybe there's peace, but it's actually like a terrible situation for like maybe people don't feel free. Maybe they'll feel like totally restrained and You know,
What
and
about
maybe they'll feel like slaves in a way, like restricted somehow. You know what I mean? Even though there's like
Yeah.
peace. You know, so
Okay.
like
so
the free will thing I get as being part of it. You know, I know what you're saying about the world that we're kind of coming from and where we're going and stuff, but so I mean, are you saying that people shouldn't have free will?
no?
What are we saying here?
I'm saying
What
that
what are you saying here
He was
exactly?
scared. He's like, "Are you sick?"
if we're trying to put a fine point on it, I would like to create an existence that is defined by empathy and compassion.
And that's all you need to put in it. Simple as that.
That's good.
Is that
Be-
how you feel and you feel?
We're gonna have to all feel the same way, I think, if we're gonna be successful.
We need to have an agreement.
Right. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Yep.
Because it's more specific than we've discussed.
Well, we haven't discussed it yet.
Right. We are.
I mean, my
I
view
think
on
the
it is
empathy
as
thing
simple as that.
great. I think that's a good way to think about it too. I can get on board with that.
Okay.
Even if we take it, make it really simple, and we just go that we create a world where all the races are empathetic towards each other. Whether or not that stops them from fighting, that's going to be their choice. But at least if we can go where they're empathetic towards each other's causes, it may not stop wars. There will always be fighting,
So,
regardless.
Well, why is that where we're
Well,
starting?
there's going to
from?
be conflict, but like I
Yes.
think that's the idea of having like people be able to have free will and to be able to understand each other. Like you said, I think that's like ultimately what you want.
so you would force in empathy instead of giving them complete choice. You would say, "I give you mostly free choice."
It's a conflict, but I think that's what I would do.
Are you asking me if I would rather give people in our universe, would I rather force them to act with empathy, or would I rather them have the free will to do bad things to other people?
Yes.
I would choose empathy.
If that is your choice, that's your choice. Now, I'm going to present to you something as the game master. This is going to be a flip of the script in things that I've done in the past.
Flip it.
Flip.
Flip it for real.
Yes, flip it for real.
Flip mode squad. Here we go.
In the history of the show, in the past 7 years, I have brought in guests. I brought in people, and we have these epic battles.
Dan's giving me that look.
In the end.
Right.
This, as the ending to the entire saga, will not be that. Because I am going to do nothing. But what I am going to do is I'm going to allow, with no anticipation of the result, I am
Oh
not
my
going to
God.
wish, hope, or do anything. But what I am going to do is I'm going to tell you the following. You all know the last day of this story, which will be March 12th.
Right.
If you wish, and again, to me, it doesn't matter, but this is about your will to inspire, how much you want it. Because I have devised, as I know I always balance everything out, right? As you do being a game master and such. I've devised this one to be an interesting balance, I would say. I won't tell you how it's balanced. I won't even explain to you. I don't want you to feel threatened or aided or anything. But the way it's balanced, I would say, is a unique way. And I'm going to tell you that, for example, here, does not always will be like this, but there are a total of 6 chairs. And there also are a total of certain amount of slots that can come on. Anyone that the players can manifest into those chairs of anyone you want to that has a character on the show can join the last day. And that is exactly the same as what you're about to do in game,
I agree.
and it will be out. Because if you have conviction, then you will get a person to come with you, and then they will do it, and it'll happen. If you manage to get someone that has a character, if you were to get someone who's on the show, then they can come on. If Richard wants to assist with the character, even like a simple version of the character, we'll work that out. I'll be happy to oblige. But I am going to go into no lengths as the universe to do anything except provide you neutral support.
Okay.
So whatever conviction that you want to show, surprise me with the guest through the door.
Got it.
Whoever you want to bring.
Kicking and screaming.
What about
Sounds good.
It could be anyone who's ever had a character on the show. So it could be a guest, or it could be a main character. For every main character you get, I will weigh it heavier in your favor. And if you get nobody, that's fine too. If you get nobody.
what about character-wise?
That's
what
that's
character
he
would they
means.
play?
Like if you
Hmm?
get
Oh,
somebody
they play
who
all
played
their
a-
characters.
No.
like a
I mean,
heavy
I'm-
character. Is that what you mean? Like somebody who plays a big character? Then
No,
it's
I mean
gonna
like
be-
like their character sheet and their statistic. What
Don't
are they
worry
going
about
to
that.
be?
We'll figure that out.
Don't worry about that.
Referencing-
I'll sort that.
Oh, they can bring what they have.
That'll be
If Richard's
figured
able
out.
to help him, Richard will
yeah,
help him out.
we'll
Just
figure
get
that
him-
part out.
How
Don't worry
and
about
when?
that part. What are you doing?
Like they're gonna, like if I
That's not the
if I
interesting
talk
part.
to them, they're going to ask me like what character am I
Don't
playing?
worry
what are my
about that.
stats?
Just tell them
Tell
any character that they play.
tell
in the show
them
before.
they
Have
get
him
to
have him talk
choose
Richard,
a
they'll-
character.
They'll work something out, and they'll
Yep.
figure it out. This is the first he's hearing about it, so I don't want to offer Richard's.
I think it's
No, no.
great. I think it's
You,
great.
no, you've
I
got
like
it. I just
I
need.
don't know
We'll
if it's
just
gonna
pick
be
a day,
successful or
pick
if
a
we're gonna be
time,
able
and
to
we
do
can
it,
do
but
it.
I like it.
So, literally, so you could get Rob and go. Rob, we'll
Right.
go on Discord. Rob can tell me what character he wants to play. I'll build him the character, and I'll send it to him. You could get Vinny,
thinking
and he
about him.
might go, "I want
was
to play
thinking about him
X,"
too.
and you go, we get that built, and he's there. You could get, I don't know who else we got. The Queen,
Liam?
There's a
who
lot
who
of
was
people to
Liam.
ask.
You guys have got lots of people you can pick on, and then
Mhm.
we can reach out to the fans as well. See if anyone there's able to do it, and if
Mhm.
they are, I'll build their characters for them. It's not an issue. Don't worry about that. It's just you get them,
Right.
I'll build it.
So, however you do it, you have some virtual spots in here.
Mhm.
I don't think we should go
Mhm.
too crazy because there'll be too many people to run. And if it is that crazy, it'll be like we're just making decisions, and I'll balance it like I do in large scale combat. Of course, we'll take out the nitty gritty, but more impactful if you get him at this chair. More impactful if it's someone that is a star seeker
Right.
that is with you, and that will heavily sway things in your favor. That will be conviction and will. You can win without that, but that will help you. And again, from this point on, other than the fact of somebody asking me about it, if it's so, I will say, yeah, of course, that's what you can do. I'm not going to ever mention this again because it's not about me. Neutral support. You can make it an extravagantly awesome, huge thing, or you can say, no, I couldn't get anybody.
March 12th.
March 12th.
Yes.
That's
You
right.
hear the conviction in his voice. March 12th, 8:30 p.m.
decided last
Eastern
week.
Standard Time.
We decided last week. That's the date.
Yep.
So we know.
March 12th.
I'll also give you a big benefit if you get a fan from the show that has never been on the show.
What do you mean?
Like get a fan.
Virtually or in person or
You get
whatever.
a virtual fan that's like somewhere that maybe they're somewhere close and like they come on the show.
Oh, like
yes,
Oh, in
person.
studio.
yeah. You got like basically it's like show if you could show the support, show the conviction. Those are the things that'll be rewarded.
Hey Charles, feel like a road trip?
Seriously.
Yeah. Richard's gonna start swimming now. Year 2027.
All right. right, we'll look up some airline tickets for Charles. See what's going on. You know.
Oh my God! If Richard Wild is sitting right there, I'm just gonna end the game. I would just end it. We all just go out to dinner and end the game. We don't even play. It's over.
Oh, that would be
Right.
classic.
Hey, Scro,
I want to go
Train
to
tick-
Richard's house and play from there. Actually, I think that'd be really funny.
Hey.
He's like, I flipped the script.
I
I'm
wanna
just
flip
live from
back.
Richard's house.
I'm gonna go on vacation and then go visit Richard and play from his house.
Matt, you supposed to grow here behind Richard.
How awesome
Hey,
would that
you know
be?
that works for this.
Imagine.
It's summer here, so you guys will be nice and warm.
Oh man, just
Someday,
just so
I'm
you know,
coming to visit
but,
someday.
but our bucket list is for all of us to come out and see you in New Zealand.
It's
Oh,
happening
that'd be awesome.
someday.
Oh yeah,
and a
I'm
bus
coming
ticket
to
for me
visit.
is, a train ticket for me is cheaper than a flight ticket.
Okay,
That's
good to
true.
know,
Take
good to know.
like 12 hours to get there, but
And
not bad.
see, he's got the conviction. He will do it.
He's like, well,
I thought about it, but nah.
so it's not a challenge, and it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's not a threat. You know, you could win the game without it, but
Right,
like.
but it'll be a.
But like, if you, let's give you an example.
interesting-
If you're in the game, it's a battle wits. It's really close. If you had those people here in the chairs,
It
it's
would help.
it's gonna matter, and
It
you'll
would
see
help.
how the mechanic works. That like, oh wow, if I just said 3 other people, 4 other people, but it is about frequency. If a lot of people were working together, they are moving into the same frequency. It is about agreement. It's about coalescing. It's about the energy you put forth, and all those things.
So basically, we have 4 more seats at the table.
Yes, if you did get extra, I would just rotate people in or not. But yeah, we can only fit. Yeah, I wouldn't even do the extra one. So 3 and 3 total, 6 total.
Yeah, we got some spots to fill.
Okay.
And once again, I am not gonna.
Right, don't bring it up again.
I'm putting it
That's
out
fine.
there. I am not going to surprise you with a guest. I'm not tricking you. Don't think that
Right,
I'm going to do anything.
Right.
I'm
No,
going to
we
lift.
have to do it. We
I'm
got
never
it.
going to bring it up unless you have a question for me that's about the mechanic of something, like whatever. That's it. I am not bringing any guests. If it's like literally Scro in this chair on March 12th, I'm also going to hold to this. The only way this doesn't count is if obviously if I don't make it because the game has to run.
Well, yeah.
As long as I am sitting in this chair as March 12th, whoever is in the other seats,
That's
if it's
great.
just
It's-
Scro,
it might, what if it's not even us? Could it be other people, not us?
I'll bring in Catherine and tell Catherine about what happens. It's going to be that day, no matter what happens,
Okay.
and that'll be it. And the conviction will be whatever the result is. It will be what it be.
So even if like whatever, let's say what's a week from today? Like February
Here we
5th,
go.
there's a blizzard, 12 feet of snow on the ground.
I have
we
to be.
can't make it in.
I have to be here.
No, but I'm saying next week. So like one show between then and now canceled because there's a blizzard.
Oh,
Oh,
it
we're
takes
not gonna
away.
We're not
push back.
pushing back.
No,
No, I think we do
And I
have,
have-
a wiggle room week
yeah.
as it is.
I haven't worked.
think.
We haven't worked out. There's 1 week extra
So we
in
do
somewhere,
have
so we
one
could
wiggle,
miss a week
there's
and
one
still be on
wiggle
track.
room.
Okay.
Right.
One wiggle week.
And if we have to miss one,
One
we have to
wiggle
miss
week.
one. If right?
It just
That's
that's
what-
just
If there
Yeah.
now, what if there was a bad snowstorm? We had to skip 2 weeks for some crazy reason.
If something
right?
happens where like I can't do here or it's dangerous, and then I just won't do it. I'm not going to put anybody. Like
Right,
if that,
no,
if
but-
that
no, but
happens,
we're asking like could the amount of episodes be shortened by other things possibly?
it's possible. I hope it doesn't
Right,
happen.
right,
but
of
it's
course,
possible.
right.
So
That's what he's getting at.
that's what I'm getting at. Even if we cancel episodes in between, the day is still the 12th.
Yes.
Yeah, I might. The OCD in me likes
Hopefully.
to make it 12.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah,
it does make it easier by doing that, and everyone get themselves sorted out and move things around so that they can make sure they're available for that day.
Right.
But now you guys got to
If we're gonna
reach
try
out.
to get somebody here or a couple people here, then yes. We want to have a
Yeah.
definite day. Like, can you make this day?
Right.
We need your help to save the universe.
Yes, but the virtual option exists also.
Right.
yes,
Yep.
virtual
Right. We got
virtual
some
is there.
virtual spots. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should try to keep the virtual. I think it goes to 10 max, but that would be chaos.
Yeah.
So
So another whatever.
I would say unless people want to rotate in, rotate out
Right.
for
That's
something like
possible
that,
too.
that's fine also.
Yeah.
I would say try to keep the virtual total to like
4?
6. Yeah, 6 would
At
be
a
max.
time.
6 would be max. 6 there,
You-
6 here. I used to run 12 to 15 back in the day when we were kids. So that's a
Listen,
lot.
if we get to that point where we have that problem of too many people, that'd be
It'll be
a
it'll be-
great problem to have.
right,
Are
right.
It'll
you
be
kidding?
large scale
It'll
decisions.
be amazing
you
if
know,
we get that problem. I would love to have that problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know,
I don't.
like-
I don't.
You
think we'll
had
have that problem.
you had that problem when you did Dragano the second time.
Yes, we've had a
Yeah.
couple moments where it was a lot.
It's like a lot.
Again, and as we
Of course
do
they-
that, like I said, it'll go to like more like large scale decisions. You're doing this, roll for it. Okay, I'll tell you the effect of that. That's where
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it'll go to.
Yeah.
Of course, they dropped off quick after a couple of rounds, but
Yes. Yeah. And if they die, they're gonna they
Yeah,
we
that's it.
we can make room for other people. They can be removed. So if we had technically if we had virtual 10, 4 people can stay in the background and they could be secondaries. And if somebody comes in, they'll swap in.
Right.
At the end of the day, if your soul loses or is lost in the battle, something like that, you would still win by the end of the day because when you're recreated, they would just recreate
They
you
would
because
come
they know
back.
who you are. And such.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I like
but
it.
physical bodies in the seats is what you really want, right?
Well, that'd be nice. Yes.
Physical bodies in the seats, but yeah, or virtual. I mean, I'll take whatever.
All right.
Good.
It's great.
Okay.
Classic Dan.
Dan's excited, but waits till he sees the grim reality. Oh no, I'm so busy, I can't do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
This is the last one. Like,
When?
oh, well,
No, I can't do that.
You
What
know,
are
I
you,
just really
crazy?
can't, man.
No.
And that's the conviction. You're literally battling in game and out of game to prove your will.
This is way too close to real life now.
Yes.
Like,
This is meta. It's the whole
like
exact
way
point.
too
It's
close.
meta at the very end. Exactly.
What are you doing?
This is the highest point the quest can go. It must end. It must end here.
Okay.
Light is drawn here, no further.
Yeah. No father.
And we're pretty sure we have Phil for that day, by the way.
You do
as
have
far
Phil
as
for that day.
table spots,
Right.
we have to kind
probably
of
got two.
assume.
Yeah,
that we're gonna
I'm not going to
Phil-
mention it to Phil. If you feel like you want to mention it to
Oh,
Phil,
I'm definitely mentioning it to
Mention
Phil.
to Phil.
To remind him.
Just-
He's got
yeah,
it in his
just like-
calendar, I know, definitely, but at the same
Just so
time,
it's reinforced.
I'll be reminding him
Yeah.
on a weekly basis. Yes.
be here.
Yeah, somebody get a hold of Taylor. Somebody get a hold of Melissa.
The Queen.
Yes.
See if Steve can wiggle through. We can
Yep.
make him another character.
yeah, and
We can
don't-
bring Reed
and,
in.
and keep it all for me. Don't tell me about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's nobody or everybody. I want to be surprised that like
Yeah.
you got nobody.
And anyone you
and
do
could
get,
happen.
And to
let
put it
me
out there-
know.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Anyone you get, just let me know the character and a real quick basic rundown, and I'll throw something together quickly that we can use. I mean, it won't be perfect, but it'll be something that will be playable.
Right.
And
Okay.
let's talk about the other side of it, and then we'll cap this off. On the other side of it, if you guys lose, don't be afraid of losing. If that's what happens, and you bring people together or you get nobody, and you lose, I will tell you now what's going to happen.
Hmm.
And if it was Kanos, could be other people too, right? But if it was Kanos, Kanos could win. Kanos creates the universe over, the multiverse over in his imagining, how he does. And a character that was created in the future would exist in a world that is very different of the mind of him. And you can imagine how he might create that.
Mm.
Maybe he does create worlds of brimstone. Maybe he creates worlds that are beautiful, and it's just he's an all-knowing, powerful God that can be seen and appreciated amongst the entire multiverse. He could do anything he wants to do, but that could happen. And if that could happen too, that would be an ending because that would prove how maybe rare and precious conviction and the strong will is.
Right.
So no matter what, it'll be a win. It'll be a learning moment. It'll be a lesson.
It'll be a win for somebody.
Yeah, it'll be
Either-
it'll be a
either-
lesson. It'll be the point of this whole story, Celestial Engine. It just depends, and while I do that to take away the fear of Kanos winning, because that would be interesting too, right? That would be if I told you this quest, next
suppose.
quest is going to be run by Kanos in a sense,
Right.
and you would be like, oh, interesting. What's that going
Right,
to be like? So
right.
like, if you take that away and flow with that, again, it's just about what ending do you want, what you want, and is your belief strong enough? Any questions?
Nope.
You will never mention it again.
Okay.
I wish you luck. You have much to decide and you have much to prepare for. I stood behind you as Holgar in the past, and I still stand behind you now. Okay.
That's
Will
very,
you
that's
will
very-
you join us in battle?
We shall see.
How can
I only
prove-
have one question for you, Archmage. Do you know of any equipment that we can use? Because we've
I
got a
do
few
not know
things, but
of any equipment you can use.
a wheelbarrow.
I have a question for you, Archmage. Could you tell me where is the best Italian restaurant? Eddie's
He'd know.
Spaghetti in Anwa.
Eastwatch. Eastwatch has the best food.
Yes, Eastwatch.
Yes, we've proven that.
What did you want to say before, Dan?
How can I prove my conviction to you, so that you will join us?
It is not about proving anything. You should not go into this to try to prove anything, because proving is not true conviction.
Okay.
Don't force the goal. Don't force your reaction. Be dedicated to it, and others will gravitate. But if your energy is about wanting and not doing, you fail. I wish you luck. You're back in the room. Let's go down to Charles. Charles, you went to a very different place. Where'd you go?
Went to the heart of Andaria,
The heart of Endarius. You went all the way down those steps.
all the way down the steps.
I envision this very much looking like when Tyrael is found in Diablo 3, when you find him where the crater hits, if anybody played the game. So it feels like it's like the very center. And it feels like a very holy place. You make your way down there,
Mhm.
and it feels like you're alone and somehow attuned with everything.
Okay. Try and connect to this crystal using spirit and star path. That I can hopefully have a conversation with Andaria.
Okay, give me a roll. 5 gets you a conversation. 3 gets you questions.
Well, this is gonna take a while. I got none. Well, I got one.
I'll give you if you're just attempting it, you can attempt it 3 times.
Two times. This is not gonna work. Oh,
Conviction,
there's two.
Charles.
There's two. And I'm going to dump my 3 instinct in it. Oh, there's one more. So I got my 3.
Okay, so I'll give you 2 questions. You can let the group help you. It can be yes or no questions. You can ask Andaria if you wish.
Dolph? Any questions y'all want to ask?
Let's see.
What is Tom doing on March 12th?
I know the answer. He's busy working.
I'll be in for 5 minutes on the screen, just not in the chair. Make this roll. Okay, cool. Bye. Okay, we
It was
already.
that guy Anthony from the first season
Oh,
who tried to steal the rod. See, he was on a different frequency. That was a complete different frequency. Remember him? Remember the guy who tried to steal the rod? He came on the show.
Didn't Ryan try to take the rod too?
Ryan was supposed to try to take the
He was
rod, and
supposed to.
Ryan did nothing.
Ryan is
I
still
even slowly
swimming.
nod to
Tried-
Ryan, like,
yeah,
this is your moment.
Yeah, we tried to get.
If you're
him
gonna
to do
make
it.
something fun to do and steal the rod, it's your moment, and he just did nothing.
Anthony?
Was his name Anthony? No.
Somebody.
Do you remember that guy? This is not talking. Let's forget it.
No.
Forget it. Let's just making a joke.
It was season 1
What did he
Well,
look,
or
season
2.
2,
what
but
did he look
Season 2, yeah.
bigger guy, had glasses. He sat in the guest chair right here. He cast darkness. He wanted to see the rod. I think he put it kind of in his hands. He cast darkness. And everyone pulled out the weapons, and Jacques went up behind him and put a knife to his throat.
I remember that.
It's when you guys were going up the tree.
I remember
You're
that.
coming out of hell.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And he gave it back like, all right, but
Yeah,
there was a moment
he
of
immediately,
like,
he immediately like, oh no, I wasn't doing any of that.
right. Because we all got freaked out for a second. We didn't know what he was gonna do.
Yeah, not me. Okay, we know that she probably knows what happened, just like the Archmage did. So she probably knows already that. So don't need to ask a question about that. Anything maybe?
What you wanted to talk to Andaria? What did you want to know?
Well, I wanted that conversation with her, but if it's a yes or no questions, I got to do a little more specific stuff.
Right.
So I'm asking them for some. If they got anything they want to ask. Since I've only got two.
I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to ask these questions, starting now. And if you don't get them off, I'll give you fate points instead of the questions unanswered.
Ooh, 2 fake points. Y'all be quiet. I'm just
If you
playing.
want the 2 fate points, I'll just give it to him right now. You don't have to go through this.
What could we ask? Just trying to think.
Think she could talk to Andar to come help fight with us? Would that be a question to ask?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask that. Can she talk to Andar to see if he will come help fight with us?
I'm gonna give you a better answer than a yes or no. You feel telepathically, yes, she could ask Andar to come and help, but no, he would not.
Mhm.
Of course not. I'd rather just die
Andar
and
is
be done with it.
currently in charge of everything that you know.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
But he might not be for long.
I'll ask him, but he might not say yes.
Howdy-ho.
This is Mr. Hanky.
No, isn't that Andaria's voice?
Oh yeah. No.
Yes.
I'll ask him.
A little more echoey, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
need echo.
That was funny. No.
Mhm.
I never practiced the voice. I never did the voice out loud to that moment.
That was a shock.
I immediately regretted it. I was like, I did not practice this voice at all.
Any questions, guys? Any?
All right. I don't know. Unless you want to ask about like.
You have 1 minute.
You could ask if
Can we have rings of Andaria?
We know there's only one, and it's with Tom or with Findelar up under the tree somewhere.
what about asking if there's another ancient who would fight with us?
Okay, that sounds good. Is there another ancient that will fight with us? Not that it-
I think you prefer that I answer this in her voice. Is that what you're looking? Do you want me to answer her voice?
Well, I mean, we are
But-
role playing.
We
should
are.
should I be the character who I am?
I feel like okay.
Technically, it'd be Abyssea's voice, wouldn't it?
Oh, I could do that. Oh my God! Listen, guys. Tony, stop! Stop!
Don't look at me! Don't look at me!
Tony! Stop! Wait till Brooke sees this. So she says,
Season 1 Abyssia.
there are many ancients. Some would help you. Some cannot. Some will not.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
More than what I got.
That tracks
Yep.
with today's information.
Now, here's the question. Since I've connected to this crystal, I can star path to it now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Which means I can
I'm
quantum
gonna
link
I'm gonna
to
leave
it.
you with one little thought. When she says there are other ancients, you get the feeling telepathically that she means other ancients that you don't know of.
Right, because we know that from that room that there's other ancients that we could have talked to, but we just know about those
Right.
8 that we know. So we
Right.
know there's others from the other planets.
Right.
Oh.
Basically,
Other
they're like other
weapons
star
that we
seekers in a
don't
way.
even know about.
Oh my, that's a good thought.
Next
So,
time
mate-
on Audio
Can't
Dungeon.
forget about that.
Yeah, how many
Because-
are we talking? Do we have any idea?
Oh, it could be tons.
Could be like thousands, right?
Right.
We don't.
It's like-
Well, based on the 3 crystals that was on Karen, there's at least 3 from that.
These
We
people
haven't been to
with
Zir,
star
and we don't know about the other
systems and
place.
stuff.
I mean,
Well, we know that Dragano and Daria originally all came from Zir.
right.
So it's like, and then we also know that there's in other solar systems and other galaxies, there's more as well. So it's like there's an unknown amount. That's what Altari had told us way back.
Which makes sense. Like the
Yeah.
stars, basically.
Yes.
You know. That would seem
Right.
that would seem to be it. So we can't forget that.
Okay. Do you leave the crystal?
Start heading back up, and I use the arcade communicator. Guys, did y'all have any success down there?
Okay. You guys are all out of your separate things. We'll say that you guys are just. We'll say you guys are talking and you meet back together in that in Altari's spot.
Okay.
We'll say you fill each other in, and now you can continue your conversation.
All right.
That-
Well, yep.
So
Let's,
was there any other ancients y'all tried to contact, or just the 8 that we know?
We tried to contact all of them. Only got to
the
the
ones we
Archmage.
know. The ones we know.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know if that temple actually can do the rest of them. I mean, how many symbols floating around down there? Was on the wall? Was what? 10 or 12 of them, wasn't there?
Like more than
Well, they
expected?
repeat. They all repeat. So there's a bunch of them on there, but they're all specific.
How many unique ones?
Yeah, how many unique ones?
Is it something that we would have noticed that there would be like way more than
Yeah, we
How
we
many
found out
we
how
found
many
out
there
there?
were first
symbol-wise?
season.
When you go here today, you see that there are 12 in total.
12.
Okay,
So I'm assuming we
so-
only reached out to the ones we know, we're familiar with.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's
Which
at
was
least
8.
4 more we could have tried. Y'all could have tried.
Who would they be?
Does it matter?
No.
Any
I'm
help's
just
better than no help.
Right. I'm just curious. You want to go
mean-
give it a
do you want-
shot?
Yeah, do you want to do that? We're here. Might as well do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that.
Before
Good-
we go.
Good thought.
All right.
But
Let's
when
go.
we get done with this, are we going to go straight to Sunken City, teleporting, or what? What are we doing after this?
Maybe we were going to talk to
Could-
see if maybe Two Mage could help us with that, or
Right. Well, I mean, I can get him to start heading this way if that's
okay.
He'd just be a teleport straight down here. Just
Well,
message him and he'll come straight down.
that's true. But somebody's got to be with. Okay. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Do we when we look at those extra 4 symbols, is there any thing that they resemble? Any
No. Nothing
Start trying combinations.
There's nothing that gives you any kind of insight to anything else.
it just looks like a thing.
Just 4 different symbols that you're just not familiar with.
All right, want to give it a shot?
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay.
I'll give it a hand.
Okay. Same thing.
Do we have to roll for this? Oh yeah, I guess we do, right?
We'll check 3 successes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Can all of us roll?
Who's trying?
Me.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I guess we all are.
How many dice? How many dice have you got?
Two.
I have 4.
Okay, I got 4 as well.
I've got 2 will, so I've got 2 dice.
Go ahead.
You've
Two.
got
Mine's are R6s. Mine's just as much as yours. So
yeah. All right, so we have 2. We have 12 total dice. Is it the same thing? 5 successes give us a full-on conversation.
5 does.
Okay. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go. Ugh,
1 success.
none.
Charles?
Oh. 1.
Nope, I got none.
All right, that was our first guy.
Try another one.
Yeah, I'll try another one.
Or
Okay.
gal.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't have any more instinct, so
Yeah, me neither.
I mean we only
I
needed
do.
one more success at that point.
1.
Nope.
1.
1.
Oh,
Do you want?
That's-
Do you want me to try for more? I have 10 instinct points I can use.
Yeah.
How many do you want me to
didn't we
roll?
say we were gonna
Oh,
be able to
10?
rest after this?
You can rest between all of these. So if you didn't say you did, but you could just stop and rest. I'm not gonna. If you want to put your instinct points, you can. I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
So we got 3.
Go for it.
I just because I got 10, I just got another 5.
Oh,
Okay.
you used all your instinct points?
All 10 instinct points and got another 5.
What's your will? Is it R5?
No, I've got an
He's got
R6,
5
but I've got 10. I got 10 instinct points, which
You
I
got
can
5
use.
sixes down below you.
I got 5 6s on 10 dice, and then I got a 2. I got 3 2s, a 5, and a 1.
Nuts.
Okay, that one negates all of it. Shit.
Okay, I want you to choose between a more masculine or feminine energy.
Dan, roll.
Yeah,
Odds,
roll for it.
odds is male, even is female,
I like it.
or masculine and feminine.
Odd.
Male. Is that
Okay, so
male?
male,
Yeah.
more masculine.
Okay, you put your hand up to it, and you just try to like feel, you try to feel familiarity, try to connect to it, and all of a sudden you're in the cosmos, and all of a sudden you see all of you just kind of like floating around, and you're floating around the Andarian sun, Andar, but it's a different color, and you're floating around it as if like you are perhaps like the distance of like Mercury, where it's right there, and like you're just like going around it. But you're going around it pretty fast. Like you might go around it within like, a minute. You've done a trip.
Whoa,
It doesn't feel like it's going fast to you, but
that's fast.
it's just kind of moving along. That's my best way to put it. You feel the heat of the sun, but it doesn't burn you. It's almost like if you're outside on the beach and you feel the sun when it's at strongest. The sun is a completely different color. It's bits of red, bits of purple, and some sparks of like yellow. You find yourself within its aura, and you can feel a presence. Why have you summoned me?
We need your help.
For what purpose?
The Nether is swallowing everything. And we'll be battling the person who's in control in the Nether.
So battle.
Help us
Why?
so we can win the battle and recreate the universe.
I will help you under one condition,
What is that?
that I am allowed to recreate it in my own vision.
Who are you?
I am Sauron.
Ah. Sauron.
Unite your star seekers around my banner, and I will ensure victory,
And you'll recreate the universe in your vision.
as I have done before.
No.
No, yes.
No.
No,
That's,
yes.
no. That's non-negotiable.
Then you are a fool. You do not possess what it takes to win. I was defeated. Do you think that you would also be able to defeat me?
We defeated the monster that you created. We can defeat you.
You are foolish.
You're not the first person who's called us that.
Then you are the common denominator.
Would you be willing to risk your own extinction?
I will not go extinct. That isn't what's going to happen here. There is no extinction. There is no such thing. Energy exists ultimately forever in many forms. You cannot be destroyed. You cannot cease to exist.
If you help us, you will not recreate the world in your image.
Not just the world. You think too small.
All of existence.
Perhaps I would let you recreate the Andarian system in any way that you wish, and I would create everything else.
No,
You do not see this bargain as fair.
I don't.
What do you care for those you have not met or would never meet?
That's what makes us different.
There is no pleasing you.
Well, there is.
What do you feel is a fair bargain, Star Seeker?
One system. You know, like one solar system.
For him?
Yeah.
You say that in game? I think not.
Then you're
Well,
selfish.
Final
Where-
offer. I split it.
We're the
give
one
me-
giving you the offer.
Give
here.
me half, and I will defeat everything for you. You, a lot of you, may take the other half.
the half of all existence.
No.
Okay, 49%.
Nah, that sounds pretty good. To be honest.
You have controlling interest. No, I take it back.
Ah, too
Half.
late.
No.
Then you
Where
are
are we
doomed
at?
to fail.
Where are we currently at anyway?
You are in my realm.
Which is
Which is what?
Where
which
are
is
we?
where?
Which is anywhere, nowhere. What does it matter to you? Are you struggling without a physical location for it? Where would you
Well-
put it in your world? It does not fit.
I like to know where I'm. You know,
Do not try to take.
having.
Do not try to make
conversation.
the thought of what I am fit into your narrow physical mind. I am. I was. I will be.
You will not exist in our universe.
You cannot stop my existence. Little do you understand about what it is. You cannot stop the existence of another soul in any form, no matter if you are in control or not. You could
Then where will they go if we don't create them in our new existence?
There are many places that go multiple dimensions of being. You cannot destroy a soul.
But you can downgrade them.
I exist in every single entity, as you would do, even though the flea that you are on the back of my greatness.
You won't exist at all in the existence that we create.
You're not very nice.
You see like the sun kind of glow, and you'll get repelled out into like deep space, and it just goes black. You see the sun is like just gone, and all of a sudden you guys open your eyes, and you're just like,
Whoa.
Well, that wasn't very
That was a little
helpful.
scary, but
Okay. You have a way with talking to agents, don't you?
he's
Me?
That's 3.
he wasn't very nice at all.
Hey, we
That's-
just got a
that's
big
true.
speech on our conviction. Now you want us to compromise?
I wasn't part of that speech, sorry. But
yeah,
I know
That's right.
you pissed off the Red Knight when you talked to him the first time. You pissed off the
Yes,
Archmage when you talked to him the first time. You've pissed this guy off when you talked to him the first time.
Ancients,
These
you know,
agents
they
are very
don't-
demanding.
They don't relate
Yeah.
to us, you know. It's very difficult. It's hard to. They don't, you know. They can't.
Yeah,
They
I
can't
understand.
conceive of things the way we do. You know, they think they're so much better than us, but
They do.
you know, and that they're so
True,
so
but
much
they
better,
still-
But really,
But they need our help to do
the
anything.
same way we can't see things through their eyes, they can't really see things through ours. They think they can, but
Okay, well,
they know. Ancients.
we got 2 more.
That's right. We do have
Oh
two more.
boy.
you failed the first one, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
All right,
Number
Here we go.
three of 4.
Third try. Here we go.
I'm gonna add my instinct to it.
Got one.
Gonna add some instinct.
I got 1.
One.
So that's 3.
Gotta wait for Richard to come back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Richard.
boy.
Richard has. Are you
I know we've
resting in
got-
between?
Yeah.
No, I thought we weren't. No, I thought we were not gonna. No.
No.
Let's not go crazy with it.
And so we have 3, right?
Because I didn't use my instinct on the last roll. I used it. Just
I-
Do you want
I'll-
to use it
I
now?
just used some. I didn't use all of it, but I used some to get the 1. So we got 3 successes, right?
Yes.
That gives us something.
I mean, I can roll his 10d6 in Discord. Because we know he's got that
that
instinct.
that was with all of his instincts.
That's all
though,
his
right?
instinct.
No,
He's
that-
got
n-
two.
If
no,
you're resting in
that-
between, if you're just going
that-
into it and you feel like
Yeah,
If we're not, then he's
that's
got
his
2.
instinct. That's
You
his
need to-
instinct.
decide as a group whether you rest or not. Damien's saying no,
Yeah.
and the rest of you are kind of saying yes.
No.
So no, you did not rest.
No, we didn't rest.
Yeah, well,
Being honest.
Yeah, let's just.
I don't think we would go
Move
to
it along
sleep
here.
and then.
Okay, so roll
well, no, it's just an hour.
roll
You only got to rest an
yeah,
hour.
But I know, but no, let's
But-
just go.
They just want to keep in the role play. Roll 5 dice for Richard, please.
Isn't it 2? Excuse
I think it was.
2.
Oh, he only has 2?
Without his instinct points, it's 2.
Five
He has-
5d6 is 2.
Huh?
I said 5d6.
Richard-
I got 2 successes.
Oh wait,
No,
Okay.
that's no good.
No, Charles. How many will die did you have?
4.
4. Yeah, I think. Oh, Richard's back.
He's
Yes,
back.
sorry.
You've got
It was
2
2?
will, right?
I got 2 will, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just roll 2 and let's see what happens.
1 success.
All right. There
I
you
have
go.
no idea if that's helpful or not, but
mean,
they
I
got
got
1
4
success.
total.
We had
got
1
4.
each. It's 4.
We got 4 successes.
if
on
you
that.
want to sacrifice fate points, I'll give you 2 dice per fate point.
Does anyone have any instinct left?
I have instinct. I have 5.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
So-
let me
Oh,
use the rest
you
of
had,
mine.
oh, from before you still
because
have
I
instinct.
didn't use all mine either.
Okay,
Let me
You wanna use
roll.
yours? You do.
I'll use mine.
you only need 1.
I'll do mine first.
How many?
One. I have. Let's see. I have 2 instinct points left that I could use right now if you want.
I have 5.
So, Scroll, you use your 2, see if you get the 1, and then if you need it, Dan then can roll the 5.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh no.
No.
Up to
All
you,
right.
Dan.
5 instinct points. Oh my! Yeah, I got it. Whoa!
1, 1, 1, 6.
Oh man.
Okay, so you guys get 5.
Needed all those. Wow.
This one feels like the other energy, a female energy. Well, actually, if you want a male energy, you can have that too. Do you want a male
that's
or
fine.
No,
male
let's
or female?
go.
Go
Let's
with
do
the
Scroll,
ladies.
roll,
The female
roll that
energy.
D6, scroll.
No, let's do female this time.
No,
Okay,
Male
okay.
came
Do the
out,
girl.
worked
Tried
well
one.
last
Let's try
time.
the other.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. All of a sudden, you disappear into this beautiful place that looks like it's made of stone, like yellowish stone, has running water. The water comes down to like channels and like goes into like a pool and then overflows down another elevation to another place. And you look out and you realize you're on the top of like a mountain, like as if you're like Peru, where like the mountain is so high you can see like forever in different places. Um, you see there's one fountain that is in the middle of this beautiful place, and it's open, and you can again you can see out, you can see up, but there's a structure that's kind of around you made of the stone. And there's a woman, and the woman has white robes, and the robe even covers her face pretty much, most of her face, and she sits there at the fountain, kind of like with her hands in the water. And first you're looking around, and then at first you're drawn forward almost like by thought, but not your own, by her, you believe. And instantly you're standing right at the threshold of this fountain. And when you look down the fountain, you see space, like outer space, inside of it. It's almost like it would just go down and go out. And you see the Endarian system is like there below it.
Hmm.
She sits there, just kind of like with her hand, just like playfully moving her hand amongst the water.
Hello there.
Hello.
My name is Thaxis.
I am Kalana.
Kilana. Are you not Andaria?
Not in this form.
So you're looking at the Andarian system.
Yes, it is my home.
Do you know what's happening there now?
Yes, we are at its end.
Do you know why we're here?
Indeed. You seek my aid.
Yes. We'd like to go into the Nether.
You will go into the Nether, as you call it.
We would like to fight Kanos,
You will do that too.
and we'd like to recreate this universe, this existence.
That is the only thing that cannot be seen. In fact, it is the only thing outside of those who are powerful. We can see all, but we cannot see the very moment of change.
Will you help us control that change?
I would never help you control anything.
Why?
I don't seek to control things. I would never wish to bend anything to my will.
Why not?
I just do not think it is appropriate. I also do not believe I am in alignment with what you believe.
What do you believe?
I believe in all have choice.
It's part of what we believe. It's like free will.
I have seen your path up to here is not what you believe.
You're talking to me specifically.
Well, I'm speaking to your conversations that you've had amongst each other before this. You believe in forcing empathy. Empathy is a good quality. But to force it on somebody is not appropriate. Is this something you still believe?
But we also spoke about free will, right? Freedom.
Yeah. Do you really value free will that much? To create a world that's constantly in turmoil, constantly at war? People, entire species, entire planets consistently being wiped out, made to suffer?
So I shall look at this first from your perspective. Yes, there is suffering, there is love, there is happiness, there is anger. There's all sorts of different things. Why do you laugh?
Because you talk about these things as if they all have an equal place in this existence. This existence is defined by bloodshed.
Why do you say that the existence is defined by bloodshed?
How do we view history? How do we view the history of Andaria? By long periods of peace and prosperity and happiness?
There have been long pieces of prosperity and happiness, as you suggest. Do you use your own path to define what is common with everyone?
To a certain extent.
You chose a path of adventure. You are a star seeker.
Sure.
You chose a path that would yield resistance, but you would stand up to it.
Okay.
Perhaps an existence you chose that you need to feel that there is a resistance so that you could overcome it. You could also have an existence that is one of giving and abundance. It does not require to persevere against a common enemy. There are those who have lived that life, who live that existence.
There are those who have tried to live that life but were unable to.
Yes. Their souls have chose to live that experience because outside of the physical realm, where there is no time and there is no such way to experience things such as that, to experience all frequency, low and high, is desirable. From the perspective of a mortal as yourself, to experience it, not knowing what lies beyond, it might seem unfair, but in reality it was their choice.
Their reality was their choice.
We all choose the experience that we wish to live. Then perhaps we leave, come back, experience it again in a different way,
When do we make this choice?
in soul form, beyond the physical realm, our true selves.
Maybe we do.
You're telling me innocent people who suffer make the choice to suffer through no decision and no fault of their own.
Yes, I would suppose that the closest thing I could give you is someone without adventure would, in their life, would hope for adventure, knowing that there would be adversity. Someone may look at that adversity and say that, why would you do that to yourself? Others may look at that and say, well, adversity is commonplace and it should be there because it makes the experience more fruitful. Someone may look at the adversity and say, well, that is not right at all. Others are more accepting. Others are in complete, um, completely against such a thing. All have a different take on it.
Who will help us?
Whoever is in agreement with you, whoever is on your frequency. And we are not opposed.
What ancients do you know of that are on our frequency?
It will not be hard to find an ancient that is yearning to win. But an ancient that will agree to produce the next existence as you wish is difficult to say. Pause for a second. Could you that behind you, that on the wall, that light fell. If you don't pick it up, if you don't force it back into place, the whole thing may fall. Now push in. Push in with your palm for like 10 seconds. Right. Push with your hand on, like you're opening it up, like a mystical emblem. Correct. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. This
Audio
stone-
dungeon.
this audio dungeon.
See, the ancients see all.
I see into the realm where you are sitting about a table.
Hmm.
Do all of you feel as he? Would you create the world in the same way?
We are trying to be like-minded as possible.
Well, that won't do at all. You are
You're
four.
right.
You are four people that stand in front of me, four souls who cannot find agreement on what you want. That would be an issue. You
Right.
hope to yield others to your cause, but you're not very sure about what your cause is. So, what is your cause?
Well, we're
You-
trying to narrow it down between peaceful existence and existence of free will, and isn't that right?
Tell
Just to be able to,
me.
just to be able to exist as we are.
Well, that may be in conflict with what was suggested before. Tell me now your final decision of what you wish to create. How can I get behind anything that has not been decided?
You're right.
I mean, from my perspective, it is I'm going for the simplest version of it, is going where everyone has free will to make their choices, good and bad. It's let them make their choices. Yes, they might have. You may not agree. You may not think it's right, but people will oppress. Yes, people will fight up against it. Yes, there will be good, there will be bad, but it's balanced, and that's all I'm looking for. Is going a world that is balanced is what I'm after.
Look at it this way with the balance thing. We've had so much order, there was always going to be some great chaos to take it away. So we've had the world at the brink twice that I know of. Now a third time. Four if you count the Karens. But at least those were manageable.
So, do you agree with Dell? Like,
Part of me somewhere strives to take balance in everything. You're always going to have something to equal the other. Is there going to be war? Probably somewhere down the line. There's always going to be a fight, always going to be somewhere down the line, but it's still a balance. Order can't exist without chaos. Sadly, chaos can't exist without order.
Gilder, listen to yourself. Do
I,
you honestly believe that when you say there's going to be war, there's going to be oppression, there's going to be suffering, does that
and
sound like conviction to you?
no amount of empathy will stop that.
you could be he could be convicted in his mind and still be think that there should be balance. Those don't have to be. That's not a conflict the way I see it either.
No. The other way of looking at it is that you two, we've got differing opinions. We're in balance. One side is going, we want to go this way. One side's going that way. What that ends up being doesn't come into it. It's the balance. You're giving you the ability to be able to say, I don't agree with you. That's okay. We can exist. We can have balance. We don't have to fight. But if someone got enough people on one side and they believed one thing, and you had someone who had the opposite view on the other side, they will come into conflict. And how that's resolved, it will be between them. They will either fight, they won't. One might overrule the other one. Yeah, it's balance. It's about trying to keep the scales balanced and allowing them to have those choices. We don't want to take away people's ability to be able to say, I don't want like doing that way. We want to have it where they have the choice to make those things. Some will suffer, yes, but they will learn from that and they will either grow, and it might be 5, 10, 50, 100 generations are suffering, but then all of a sudden it flips the other way. It ends up, in the end, we end up with balance.
Taxes, do you really want to take freedom away from people? Is that what you're saying? What do you want?
I don't want to take freedom away from people. I want to take freedom away from another Dragano being created.
Well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Though.
Remember, Dragano believed in what his cause, what he was doing. He 100% believed what he was doing was right. You didn't agree with him. You were on the opposite side of the coin. So
he wanted to create a world of death and oppression.
No, he wanted to create a world that was for him and his vision. Whatever, we don't know what his final vision was. In the end, he was trying to escape from the body of Andaria. He was trapped there. He was destroying the world.
So were the demons that he released from hell.
Right. He did.
Yes,
he
but
did that.
but he didn't create the demons.
But that's not the point
No.
of this conversation, the way I see
But-
it.
Yeah.
Like, this is about this is about what your character believes. This is about what Thaxus believes.
I am Thaxus.
Right, yes. This is
Hmm.
this is
In this
Thaxus'
instance.
stuff. As far as like whether he thinks that people should have freedom or not. That's what we want to know from you.
How?
It's getting deep.
Are you asking me what's more important,
Empathy or freedom?
compassion or freedom?
I don't think that's what I'm asking, but maybe it could be what I'm asking you.
If you ask me,
Yes.
I would tell you that compassion will lead to freedom. Freedom does not always lead to compassion.
I don't know about that.
Why not?
I don't necessarily think that compassion will always lead to freedom.
If you have compassion for someone else, and everyone has compassion for each other,
Is that freedom though?
why?
Well, if you have to control people to make them all compassionate, how is that letting them be free? Isn't that take
also-
away the definition of freedom?
But
That's
also,
what
what
I'm
about the other
saying.
side
What
of it?
do you
Is what happens
want?
if you've got
I'm-
two?
It's,
What if you've got two competing compassions?
I told you what I wanted before, and I was kind of proven wrong right away. I was like, well, everybody should just be peaceful. But again, if we force everyone to be peaceful with each other, where's the freedom in that? Right? Isn't that taking away their freedoms? Aren't we literally taking away their freedom if we say you have to be this way or that way? That's all I'm saying at this point. Isn't that true?
No.
You don't think that's true?
No.
Mhm.
If we
But I'm
create an
concerned it
existence,
is true.
if we create an existence,
Right? Where you force people to be one way.
we're not forcing them
You're
to
not?
be any way. We're creating them to have compassion for each other.
So you're forcing them-
We're creating an existence
Right.
that, by definition, is devoid of Droganos,
But-
is devoid
okay,
of
but in
Kanoses.
doing that, don't you have to take away their freedom to not be?
If you take it back a step and go, what would you do with all the souls that didn't want to feel that way?
Right. Well, he's saying he's going to recreate the souls, right? You're saying that.
But
the
how?
souls,
Okay,
You're
You're gonna-
telling me
Thaxus is going to control all the souls.
no. I'm not controlling anyone. I don't understand. Like, control is not a question.
But
I'm
when you
creating
say things
them.
like I'm creating everybody to be like this.
We're
That's
creating
a level of
we're
control.
creating a world. Of course, it's control. We're creating it.
Okay.
Whether or not you want to be in control is out of the question.
I gotcha.
You have control.
Right. Okay. But
what are you going to do with
gonna
that control?
use that
Are you
control
going to concede that control
Yes.
to allow chaos?
Right.
Or do you want to use the control to create a world that you think is beneficial for everyone?
I think that it's probably I don't know if it's possible to do that
Why?
without giving up the control. I think that the first step has to be that you have to give up all that control and say, no, I can't tell people what to do and how to feel and how to be. I can't force people to be compassionate or peaceful because therein is control. Like that's you're enslaving all those souls as soon as you say that. As soon as you say, I deem that everyone must be this way and that, we're not going to have any conflict. We're not going to have any bad people, good people. No, you can't do that. You're controlling all those people now. You're saying, I'm saying how they're all going to be. I'm in control. I feel like you're restricting all those.
I feel like we're being given the biggest opportunity that we could ever be given.
Right.
And you are still, and the three of you are still making decisions based on a pre-existing world that we were thrust into.
Okay.
We
No,
chose
you asked
to be star seekers.
That's fair.
Because we wanted to end a conflict or multiple conflicts. We were thrown into worlds of war, worlds of battle,
No.
worlds of bloodshed. Now we're being told that we can recreate that world however we think we want to recreate it. And we're sitting here saying, let's recreate the same world of war and bloodshed that we were brought into because the Droganos of the world need to have the freedom to kill and destroy as much as they want to. I'm asking you to reach beyond the limits of the world that you were born into. Create a world where people care about each other rather than this idea of constantly wanting more and more. That's what I'm asking of you.
So you don't
And-
think that the people of this universe now care about each other?
No.
You think everybody's out for themselves, correct?
Everyone? No.
So some people do care about each other.
Some people do.
So, but you want everyone
I
to care
care.
about each other.
Yes.
Everyone does care about somebody.
Does
It may not
Dragano
be
care
you.
about somebody?
Yes.
Cared about. He did.
Who?
He cared about his children, did he not?
Probably.
Okay.
He cared about all
He
the
cared about
other.
himself a lot.
He cared about all his minions and everyone that was underneath him.
Dragano
With-
sought my affections in the past.
Yes.
Hmm.
So what you're saying is that using this exact example, Anda, Dragano, and what was originally Andaria. What you're saying is that he can't love her and she can't love him, and then they can't have mixed feelings for each other because they have to be compassionate towards each other. But what happens if they have competing compassions?
Maybe we're not understanding your point of view well enough.
Mm.
You talk about this
Yes.
perfect world.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding your.
I have a question, and I'll ask this maybe that'll provide clarity also. So, like, we're playing the video game, and we create the species. Let's not worry about all the species. We create a species. And I think the agreement is that we say all of them are capable of all these things, one being compassion, and like we say, and all those other things. So now, I think what you're saying is that I want to create that species that are capable of all those things. And yes, that what Dan's saying goes, well, that's what we just did.
Right.
And what Dan's saying is, I want to create them all, but I immediately want to place in the fact that you have to feel a strong enough compassion to have a feeling like that.
Think about it this way.
Right.
Let's look at it a different way. That's a good place to start from, right? Let's say instead of saying you're forcing everyone to have compassion for each other, you're look at it as like in Mario Kart, right? You have
What
your
if you said-
you have your characters who are fast. You have
we
your
not-
characters who have acceleration.
Can we
You have
not
characters
just-
who have
Wait,
control. You have
stop.
characters
Could
who-
you, could you, could we
My
just
point is,
go back and
you.
say it?
I'm not saying
How
you're
about you
forcing
say that it's
people
an innate sense of
to a certain degree.
to
Like you
someone
have
saying that
your
it's realm-
your species, your individuals who have the potential, the capacity for feeling compassion.
right.
What I'm saying is fill that bar. Fill that compassion bar to the brim.
with compassion for
For
all other all
Before-
other living
Before the player
creatures?
could put their points in wherever they want to and build it up here and there. Maybe
Oh.
some without them trying to do it. Maybe it happens just because of your growth. But Dan is saying, I want to start the compassion bar at the highest level. I'm going to take your points and put them in that spot.
that is a good point. That is a
Yeah,
good way
he-
to put it. Yes.
Yeah, instead of having 10 and everything, he's going to take 10 out of chaos.
He's gonna-
put
he-
10 of
He's gonna,
compassion.
he's going to allocate your
He's gonna
points
take-
for you.
I mean,
That is, yeah. I guess that's the way to. Yeah.
So now, does
But-
my
that
concern
does that empower you, or does that put you in conflict with your own
my
thinking?
concern about that is you're taking. It seems to be that you're unbalancing.
This is. We're saying
Something.
this all in character?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel much more comfortable.
My issue is that makes me feel like you're unbalancing, say, a soul. In a way, you're putting this, whatever you want to call it, this innate feeling into them. Say,
Okay.
right? I'm concerned about negative repercussions from that.
Okay.
That's what my concern is. Because as
Oh.
soon as you take something and say, well, it can't be just balanced and neutral, sort of, you're saying, no, everybody's going to be extra compassionate. It seems like a good idea at first, but I'm not so sold on the fact that it's like that's going to be great for everybody and that's going to work out perfectly for, like,
Okay. Now.
that's my concern.
Okay. Now here's my response to that.
Okay, go for it.
In creating this new world,
Mm-hmm.
I can't promise you that it's going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I can't promise you that there's never going to be competing compassions. I can't. I don't know. I've never seen a world like this. But if you're asking me, what world do we create? One where people have compassion for each other, or one where people do what they may with their free will, like we've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
The world that I want to create is the world of compassion, the existence of compassion.
Okay, that's fair.
Is you're saying the existence of though? But
Yeah.
in the neutral version, it exists. In your
Right.
version, you're pre-building it in like that. Like you'll have a propensity for it. You have.
Yeah.
Right.
Like this, people's decisions will be made from a place of empathy, rather than. And I'm not saying that other things can't exist. I'm not saying like you can't have a strong sense of ambition. You can't
Or
have a strong
logical
sense of.
or
Yes, I'm
something
not
like
saying that other
that,
stuff
or-
doesn't exist. I'm saying that all of those other things will come from a place of
Right.
empathy.
Do you agree with the saying that like, so you're not giving free will, you're giving free will, -1.
Right. That was
Free-
my other.
your-
that
your
was my
free-
other main concern about this is that I feel like once you do that, like I said, you make something like stronger than other things.
Mm-hmm.
That that what we're talking about. Right. Like, does that unbalance, does that take away free will and freedom?
It's almost like
That's a risk that I'm willing to take.
Okay. That was kind of my issue to at the start, because I feel like that innately also takes away some free will when you do that.
Now
And
we're
that was
getting
the
into the
concern.
conversation, like free will for what?
For anything.
Choice.
Do what you
Because
want.
someone, if you think about it, if you look, take the Star Seeker soul, sometimes it might need to go through those horrible situations to be able to understand compassion. They might have been a dictator in one soul, and then they've gone back and then have gone, well, now if I put myself in that same position, what was it like for them being under that there? They've then learnt as a soul, they've grown as a soul. And that way, there, when they come to getting to this point where they can remake it, they can look at it from both sides and go, I've seen it from being the dictator, I've seen it from being the oppressed, I've seen it from being in the middle. I can now create a nice balanced world where everyone gets to have that choice. They can make those decisions for themselves. It's by giving them all compassion and making them feel that way. Are you not taking away their ability to be able to grow? They
Why?
have to, because they have to feel
No.
compassion.
No.
But you're saying they have to feel compassion. They've got no
Well,
choice.
You're taking away a little bit of their ability to gain that on their own, because
Yes.
you're giving it to them to start with.
Okay.
So you're taking away a little bit of that opportunity to like sort of learn that on their own. I mean, that might not be a bad thing. I'm not saying that's necessarily a
Right.
bad thing,
Right.
but there's
It's
an
almo- it's
an
almost like you
aspect of that.
lose-
So
It's like saying if you want to say like something, oh, this food's organic, it has to make these qualifications. You do lose the tag of free will.
Right.
That's kind of what you're
That's what
fighting
I'm
for.
saying. Right.
Like once you did it, leave a little bit. Like, oh, this is just, but this is an improvement. Okay, I see that you think it's an improvement.
Right.
Maybe it is or it's not, but you lose the tag of free will.
Right. You can't say that these beings will be totally have free will, because they'll have
they
that
will.
built-in thing.
They'll have a built-in thing
Once you build in a thing,
to exercise
it. It's a thing.
their free will.
right? They still will have
From that
generally
perspective.
free will, but there'll be
Yes.
that thing like having a computer chip in your head that like
No.
every time you
No.
want to like say something,
That, but
you know,
that,
it
that's
gives a little
that's
zap.
that's where I
It's
feel like this conversation is going.
But
I
that's
have
what
a
you're
feeling-
starting with.
I have a feeling like you're all no. I feel like you're all picturing this world of like
We're all
flowery
ganging up on you
goodness.
now.
Huh?
You feel like we're all ganging up on you?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
No, but I just feel like you all have this idea of like this world of like fake, false, put on flowery goodness.
Wait, you think that's what we think of your idea, or
Yes,
you think that's what
yes.
we're thinking? Oh,
Yes, that's
yeah.
what you think of my, because
of your idea.
it's
a little
coming.
bit.
It's coming from a place of
Yeah,
like
a little bit. There's a
of
little-
like false.
not false. Just like the fact that you can't just force people to be like all nice to each other, kind of thing.
But okay, so are you making it
I'm
that
not.
everyone's going to be compassionate to everyone?
Maybe you are, though.
Or
a
is it
little
gonna
bit.
be-
It feels like it. It feels
Would
like
you
a little bit.
would you
like
make any
are.
other adjustments?
No,
What about like the adjustment to maybe just like I don't know, like this, to have a little more of a backbone to stand up for yourself, give them confidence a little bit.
Or what about just happiness? Would you rather these people be happier more
You could-
often than sad, or you think that
Right.
it should be more just neutral and balanced?
You could
and
throw like
whatever?
1 or 2 points into happiness.
Right.
but now what are we talking about?
happiness and sadness.
What is going to make people happy? Now
No,
we're talking
innate-
General
about
disposition.
the
just
an
subjectivity
innate-
of happiness.
General
Inna-
disposition.
Innate disposition. Like
Yeah,
like
general
you're
disposition.
born like you're gonna be born with a little bit more happiness than sadness, or you're just gonna be born like neutral, or maybe you're born more sad.
Your
than
outlook
happy.
on life is just
Like,
like, oh, it's a
If
little
that
bit
was
more.
also a fader with the compassion fader, would you adjust that? That's kind of the question.
It's not as important to me.
So you-
Because
That's fair.
I
That's
feel
fair.
like all the other bars
Right.
will naturally move more toward the positive side.
Right.
So you're basically moving all the ones that you want to the positive side, and all the ones you don't like to the negative side.
Well said, Richard. Well said.
I remember when Hitler moved all the things to one
Yeah.
side he wanted to.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, what I understand what you're saying, but what I'm putting is, you're saying they're going to have compassion for themselves, or for their. Is it
For
just going
everyone.
to be for their race, or is it going to be for all races?
For all races, yeah.
So you're making everyone
Is it
want to
just
like
races? Is it all
everyone
living
else,
beings?
or
What
is it
about
all of the
plants?
being? Yeah.
Stuff. No, seriously. like,
okay, but like,
this
but
is a,
but we're
this is
we're
a big issue. I was
we're-
thinking about this earlier.
we're
Like,
we're
are we talking about
rehashing-
plants
we're-
too,
we're-
and the ground and the earth and all that stuff, or just living?
And what about the predators
creatures?
that need to hunt animals for their prey?
Yeah, right.
They
Right.
It's like,
Well,
oh,
yeah,
I have to
that's-
eat you, but oh no, what are you feeling?
All
You're
this
probably
compassion.
scared right now.
Listen, again,
Too much compassion.
again, I'm not sitting here telling you that the world is going to be perfect.
Right.
What I'm saying is that-
what I'm telling you is that that the world and the existence that I want to create is one where compassion is more important than the free will that enables someone to become a necromancer.
Either you built it in, or that just develops as a societal structure. But you're not willing to let it go to the societal structure. You want to build it in.
To each individual.
Right.
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 Because a
Okay.
society could be that way. You know?
Society will naturally become that way if each
Well,
individual
you
is
hope
that
so.
way. That's the goal.
I'm
But
just
see,
saying.
but
you
my-
hope so.
my-
We
but what
don't
hap-
really know. We never did this before.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a fair
Like,
no, that's a fair point.
Right?
Yeah,
That's all
yeah,
I'm saying.
okay.
Like, you hope that's what happens.
Right.
Like-
But now, again, let's compare it to what we have.
right.
What we have
Not
is a
great.
world where that in a empathy bar was not full.
There's a lot of bad
And
stuff. We got a lot of bad
There's
stuff.
a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad stuff.
So
Can't argue with that.
Okay.
my question back to you guys is, why is free will with the chaotic world, the chaotic existence that we've already seen, why do you value this idea of the freedom to choose to do either good or evil, to do help or harm? Why is that more important than saying, hey, I'm going to come from a place of helping other people?
'Cause it's perspective.
Because
What- explain to me the perspective,
Because
though.
as soon as you don't let that happen on its own, you're controlling. You're like this controlling God that's messing with the balance of life.
So
That's-
what's the value?
Because what
in
you're
the
saying is
balance?
that I've got compassion for elves, but doesn't mean I'm not going to go and oppress them. Just because I have compassion for them, and I'm thinking from their side, I'm going, well, I believe that my beliefs are so much better than yours, so I'm now going to enslave you all because I'm so compassionate about you. I don't want you to have to worry about things anymore. You can take it to an extreme.
Yeah, I think
That could still
That's a
happen.
risk I'm willing to take.
I'm looking at it.
If that's the argument, like my
So then-
definition of compassion is going to be to, I don't know, make someone work for me all day, then let's take that risk.
Oh
man.
no!
Exactly.
We just got
There you
canceled.
go.
We
There
just
you
got
go.
canceled.
There you go.
See,
Exactly.
so that's why,
that's what
and
we're
that's
afraid
where the
of, Dan.
balance comes
That's
in.
exactly what we're afraid of.
Oh, okay,
That's what we're afraid of.
but we let's move away from that. Let's talk about Ed.
We just got canceled.
Let's talk about an all-powerful dragon who wants to rule the all of existence, right? What I'm saying is the world that we lived in has seen unimaginable evil. And we want to say,
And,
for the sake of allowing people to either be compassionate or not compassionate, let's recreate that world. Because the ability of people to choose to not care about harming other people is more important than what I'm suggesting.
Think about the word of Andaria. How many years of peace did they have? Yes, they had wars, right? But how many years of peace did they have between those wars?
And
A
why
lot.
do we want to recreate a world where that peace is disrupted?
Because
Well, you
the
have-
reason it was disrupted was because someone else thought their way was better. There's still going to be wars, even if that's
And
compassion.
the problem is, it's still going to be somebody's way.
You know,
If
what
you restart this
you
whole
know what this is
universe-
coming down to. You
But-
know what this is coming down to.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
What?
We have to get rid of you. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Never that
Well,
connection.
it's a good thing you're already
Goodbye.
dead. So
When we go to the Nether, it's not going to matter.
I guess so.
You'll be there either way.
You'll be there.
Right.
Yeah, great.
Okay,
Yeah.
here's a
So-
scenario for you. Here's a scenario for you.
Go ahead.
You do this all compassion. All right. You come across Screw on the side of the road, broke leg. Oh, hey buddy, you all right? Can I help you? Yeah. I'm gonna help you. Okay, there's your compassion. All right, change Screw out with a goblin. Hey buddy, you all right? Can I help you? Oh, goblin stabs you. Now you're dead. Where's your compassion?
Well,
Laid
he's
over there on the
saying
side of the
that
road,
the
dead.
goblin's gonna have enough
Goblin
compassion
will also have compassion
not-
here, man.
to not stab the guy.
So let's interact
Who's
that.
trying
Wait,
to
so you be the human traveler. You be the goblin. Go ahead. Let's watch.
Wait, I'm on the side of the road, hurt.
You're the goblin. But you both have compassion.
Right.
Goblin, you okay?
No, I hurt my legs broke.
All right. Lay down. I'm going to wrap up your leg. I'm going to put it into a splint, okay? I'm going to use my healing abilities. We're going to make you feel better.
All right.
I'm going to get you to the town healer. Just sit tight, okay?
All right.
All right, listen, you have to breathe. Don't worry about anything but breathing, all right? Take deep breaths and breathe out nice and calm, nice and even, nice and easy. All right,
Okay,
how's your leg feeling?
What are you doing over there? Any actions?
Well, I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to think about
So
what I'm gonna do.
Did it really happen to you, or is this a trick?
No, it really happened. But I was gonna like.
You know what? You feel like probably that humans are like too much about their wealth, so you feel like you're compassionate towards them because if you could just take some of it from them, they may not like,
Okay.
Well, I
be greedy
was-
for it.
I
Okay.
was just trying
These
to think.
convoluted, crazy situations are all going to present themselves
But how-
because
but
I
you say that.
overlooked some
I
weird
just feel like-
loophole.
But you
and
say
everyone
that.
choosing to do whatever they want to do.
Say that.
His
But now,
ability
okay,
to choose to
even-
slit my throat
I
is
don't
more
know.
Right.
important than anything. Let's create this whole crazy world.
even
again.
take listen to me, even take all that away. You got the whole world, monsters, animals, everything with all this compassion. What happens when that little bit of chaos creeps in? Because it's going to creep in because you can't have it without it.
But Dan's gonna say though, Dan's gonna say to that is in the moment of chaos creeping in, he'd rather people have compassion, and then what your argument would have been, they're just neutral, so it's a worse off. So in that situation, he would probably win. Because,
Yes.
in
When
that scenario.
When the chaos
nec-
creeps in, would you rather have people saying, "Oh my God, I'm going to push everyone out of the way to save myself," or I'm going to say, "Is everybody out? Come on, let's go." Every single
Okay.
person is looking out for every single other person.
It's not in the ultimate thing, and then we're gonna cut it here. The ultimate thing is at the end of the day, whether it's better or worse, is that more important than free will? And before you said yes,
Yeah.
What
and
about
before I think they say free will.
what about the ruler who's just so compassionate that it takes
compassionate.
it just goes to like a ridiculous level where they decide that in order for me to really be compassionate again
I have to
towards
lock everybody in my
everybody-
city to keep them
I
safe.
have to make sure everybody's safe all the time. All the time. You can't go where you want to go because now
Safe
you're going to be
From what?
who knows?
Themselves.
The sky
We do
falling.
know because
No,
we're
no, the
creating it
sky-
ourselves.
No, I'm just saying people will make up reasons. There'll always be danger in the world. You can't eliminate all
other
danger.
dangers, yes.
People will be afraid. Oh well, what if there's a lightning storm?
Well, with
I
volcanoes.
can't let my people outside because there could be lightning and they might die from the lightning. So my compassion is so strong for my people that I can't even let them outside. What if it got to that?
I'm saying.
That's what I'm
Listen,
talking about.
listen,
You're
listen,
literally
listen.
taking away freedoms and you're giving people this
If you want
reason
to
to-
search through the haystack to find
I'm
the
not-
little
it's not a
needle of
haystack.
this,
It's
wait
not a
a
haystack.
second, I thought of something that you didn't think of.
Great.
Like what I'm saying is, it's going to come down to we're going to be fighting each other for control of
You
this
and I.
recreation. No, the three of you versus
us.
me. I think.
Wow.
So let's right
We're
here.
having a
So
disagreement
we're,
on.
we're gonna go back to in game, and she's gonna speak for a second. So, as you see that you are not in agreement.
Oh, I forgot. That's right.
That's what started. She
That's
pointed out very correctly that
Oh,
we were
man.
not on the same page, even though we need to be. Yes.
So you guys, I imagine in game it would be like you guys argue, and then you just look at her like surprised.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
As you can see, you are not in agreement with each other.
Yeah, it's a problem.
For you to lead, for you to go and have your belief forward, and to have others be with you, you must talk about what is important to you. And you must decide what you will do with this information. If you choose something that I am in agreement with, then yes, perhaps I will be coming to your aid. But if you do not, then I will exist as I existed before.
Yep.
And I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kalana.
You guys appear back in the temple, and that is where we end.
One more ancient.
Back
We
where we
got one more
started.
ancient.
Good.
I'm gonna stop it here, and instead of an after show, I'm just gonna do 5 minutes right here. So now going around a table, I'm gonna start in the virtual world here. Where do you stand? So if you had to get behind Dan, if Dan was, if all of a sudden like it was gonna be like Dan is gonna win or one of you were gonna win. Well, actually, I can't answer that way. Are you changed in anything or any way about your stance after having talked to Dan about it? That's the question.
Have I changed? Oh, those guys.
To Richard first, we'll say.
Okay, no, I'm still on the thing that needs to be. We need balance. I
Free
get
will.
where he's coming from, but I'm going free will balance is way more important.
Charles.
No. You can do what he wants to do without saying, I want to give him all compassion. Just take conflict away.
You want to take conflict away.
Take conflict away.
I think you just lost Scro.
Interesting. No, well, it's an interesting thought, but
Another party
I don't
has
know if
emerged.
it's possible. Yeah, like that's.
Scro, do you agree with if you had to decide right now, remove conflict, or
No.
just go or free will?
Free will.
So Charles, right now, and if you had to decide right now, would you go with your conflict idea or just go free will?
Oh no, that was just something that he could say instead of going instead of saying, I'm going to give him a whole lot
I
of
disagree with that
compassion. I'm like,
completely.
I just cut conflict out.
No,
You
I
know,
disagree with
compassion will come, but conflict, because that's the whole root of it. People are conflicting with each other. That's the
Ooh.
whole root of what you want.
I
There's
disagree.
conflict.
I disagree with that 100%. Because I can have compassion for other people, but I could still have conflict with them. But my compassion is going to take me to a point where the conflict doesn't boil over or get to some kind of ridiculous point. Like just like compassion doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. We have to be
Right.
best friends with each other. We have to whatever. It's just going to keep us from doing unreasonable things to each other.
Well, I mean, you can get to a point where you're about to have a big conflict and go, nah, it's all right. It ain't worth it. And
Let's
you still do it. You just, the conflict doesn't get to it and just, okay, go ahead.
Right? Yes.
let's move on. It's basically just an extension of the episode. So you guys today spent your day talking with gods, which is pretty cool. That was fun.
That was cool.
You're welcome.
What did you talked to the Archmage? You talked to Zalrun. You talked to Kalana. What were your opinions of all three, and any notable thoughts about either one of them?
Zalron was a waste.
The way-
Yeah. He's like, hey, we need your help so we can recreate existence. I will help you if I can recreate existence. Thanks, man.
Typical
No, I'm good.
ancient,
Yeah.
you know.
Basically, if you rather him over Kanos, is what you would get.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Now the thing with him is though,
which might be not so bad.
the thing is
It might not
he
be.
already did it.
Right.
Right.
So it's like, well, if it was so bad before, or maybe it wasn't that bad, who knows?
It's just like hitting the reset button.
Right, and you can have like an evil ruler or a rule that you deem as evil. He just doesn't give a shit, and that's kind of the same thing as the
Yeah.
difference.
Right.
You
I
know?
mean,
But it's
not much
at least-
different. Not much different than Andor. Andor don't give a shit. He'll never come do nothing to help us out.
Andar kind of stays out of pretty much
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
He has
Okay.
interfered, I guess, like we've seen, but very far and few between.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it's also like similar to the conversation that the four of us were just having. Like, if we have a chance to recreate existence, why would we just recreate the whole? That's what I was saying. Why would we just recreate the exact same existence again
Right.
when we can do
Would
it in our
and
vision?
Would it bother
Yeah.
you to play a character if I told you, okay, next quest we're playing a simple quest, which is probably what we would do, right? Play a simple quest. You're starting on level 1, and you all have to start with a little compassion, extra compassion than normal. Would that bother you? Or would that be okay?
Well, here's the thing. You'd never be able to.
What? Come on. How is that bothering
Does that
you?
bother you?
Are you
You
kidding?
have to have a lot of compassion.
Are you kidding?
Here's the only. Here's the only.
You're
Here's the
amazing.
only.
That's
Ah.
amazing. Because you're
Ah.
talking.
Here's
now you're
the
talking about
only
a
issue with
game.
that though.
He might as well have said to me, "Oh, like we're gonna start the game. Everybody's gonna be, 10% vampire or some crazy thing like that," and you would be like, "Oh, that's fine, no problem." But with the compassion, you're like, "Oh, wait a minute! I gotta be more compassionate."
No,
Get out of here.
but
What's
like,
this? What are you forcing on me? You are forcing this on me. You're.
He didn't like that at all.
You're-
He's like, no, I don't want to play that. I don't want to do
we're
that.
oppressing you? Is that what it is? Are we making you a slave to your character?
I don't want to do that. I want to play something else.
Are we oppressing you?
I want to enter another
The
game.
hypocrisy. What the
Oh my
world?
You might say, I don't like this universe. I want to go play another universe.
when we watch a movie,
Oh, get out
when
of
we
here.
watch
Here we go.
television,
Yeah.
what makes it interesting?
Oh,
One word,
conflict.
conflict.
Yeah,
exactly.
conflict.
Okay.
So, if you're telling me we have to do something that's going to reduce the chances of crazy things happening, now you're asking me,
Oh, you're
like,
you worried that you're not gonna have an exciting game if everybody's a little too compassionate?
Okay, so
Each other?
You're not-
Is that
so
what it is?
continue your thought.
All right.
my point
I
is, if
disagree.
it's reality, I don't want the excitement of there's an interplanetary war happening. I want my life to be peaceful and boring and caring.
What if you
Yes.
were like Dan going to a game and really understanding like that you have what kind of control you have, and in a way you're kind of like a not like a god, like a dungeon master can create it, but you also are not that far off in a sense, right? But isn't that kind of similar to like the soul being outside of it and saying like, I want to experience, I want to get in it, and don't take it away from me. Like for good, the good, the bad, I'll take it. I want to roll the die.
No.
No.
Wow.
But I just told you that my world, you have to be extra compassionate. You immediately are like, oh.
No, like now we're talking about the difference between fantasy and reality. Like within
But
It's the same thing.
wait a second.
Within the game itself.
But this might be a game to the soul form. This is play.
Totally.
You're going to go into this video. I just invented this video game. You're going to go into it, and when you're in it, you're going to think it's real. It's like, it's just a game, though. It's just a game. What do you want to do? Do you want Galactic War, or do you want Peaceful Meadow? Like, what game do you want to play? Because it's like that. To the soul form, it's like that.
So you're saying it's almost like Westworld?
To the soul form,
Sure.
the soul form is going to go in, and then it'll experience it. But, like, if it's me and Damien, I'm going in. To Damien, I'm only going to play for, like, a second. I'm in, I'm out. And, like, how was it? Like, oh, my God, man. But I played it for, like Rick and Morty did an episode like this. But I played it for, 90 years, and I came in, I learned this and that and that and that. But I know that it wasn't real because the soul form is real.
I'm not following.
To your actual self, your soul, this life, physical well, is just an experience. It is like a game.
So I would know that I'm putting myself into a world. What world would I want to create?
Basically, yeah, exactly. You're putting yourself into the game. What do you want the game to be?
What
What are
you,
the rules?
You're not, but there's two conflicting things here. You're asking me, am I creating a reality for myself, or am I creating an entertaining experience for myself?
You're creating
Both.
a co-created reality with all.
So you're saying this is reality and this is not a game. They're two different things.
Oh no, it's a co-created. I don't know how you're using the word reality, but it's a co-created reality that you can go in, that you know that the effects, whether you experience pain, suffering, death, it will be a real experience. By the end of the day, you will always be fine. So going into it from the outside, you will be fine. It will just be an experience.
I feel like you're trying to ask me something, but you're framing it in a very different way.
I'll say
Well,
it
he's
simpler.
framing it
You're
in, like,
you're a
video
soul.
games, in a video game
Yeah.
way. Like, so you're saying like
There's no penalty. There's no penalty
Right.
for the soul. The soul goes in, the soul comes out. There's never a penalty for the soul. That's the most basic way I can
Right.
say it.
There's never any penalty for the soul.
Just the experience of whatever you experience.
Think about a VR game.
Yeah,
Dan,
he's trying to
think about a
put it
VR
in
game.
I'm
those-
using a game
in those
because-
terms like if it was a game, for your soul, like would you want to go in and have an interesting whatever balanced, chaotic,
Right. For us, it'd be a
whatever?
video game. If you go
Or
into a
would
video
it
game,
be, or would it be like
then
everybody just peaceful and chill and
If it's a video game, then yeah, I want some entertaining conflict.
okay.
So
If
it's
you
basically Sims or Diablo. What
if
game are
it's
you gonna
a-
pick up?
What if it's like the reality video game, and this is going to be the reality for your character? Like, would you try to make it all nice and peaceful, or would you
Yeah.
want to make it more
Yes.
interesting?
No.
Nice and
So,
like
like,
like if you're telling me like, hey, you're like I'll say
Like what we're-
Westworld again, right? Like if
Right,
you're telling
okay.
me you are going
you're
to
going to make Westworld
you're going to live in Westworld,
right.
but,
So you
but
want
Westworld doesn't apply because if I'm correct, listen, I'm not.
they don't get hurt and stuff.
Well, they don't get hurt, but like they're in it and remember everything their regular life.
Right. They
In the
know
soul
that
form-
it's not real.
Right.
Right,
In the soul
right.
form, you're gonna put. I'm gonna go into this, and here I go, and I know that when I'm in there, it'll feel real. But I going in know that when it's over, I'm just fine.
then no. Then I create like if I know that I'm at that point, I'm not going into that thinking that I'm creating a game for myself. My mindset is I'm creating a reality. I'm creating a life for myself.
And now you're creating a rally that everyone's gonna go into.
right.
Right.
Yes.
So you're still in the same path where you're saying the compassion
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're telling me like, oh, let's go spend some time in this world here, then I'm like,
Right. It could be crazy or whatever.
Right.
Then well, that's
I mean,
different.
like to a certain extent, that's actually what we're doing when we're playing
Right.
video games
So-
for an hour or two. Like we know there's no
Exactly.
consequence. We're just
Right.
doing it to
So what do you
get away for a while.
Virtual craziness with no
Yeah.
consequences.
go back to the episode? What do we think of Kalana?
That
That
the
used
last
to be
answer you
Andaria.
talked to?
Yes.
She
was
used to be
cool.
Andaria.
She what about Andaria?
So she must have used to been on Andaria.
Well, she
she becomes
becomes
Zendaya.
Andaria, right?
She's similar. Yeah, you can definitely see.
No, it's the
like,
same
this-
soul. She
okay,
becomes Zendaya.
All right. Yeah. So then that makes sense. She's got like the natural balanced sounds like like that's her kind of like thing as far as not interrupting sort of like nature in a lot of ways.
If she
Like,
was in
that's
charge,
like-
would you be happy?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say yes.
to a point, I guess.
I mean, yeah, you can't please everybody all the time. It's just not.
Yeah, that's
you're not-
true.
You're not gonna. There's not a perfect
Well, it would.
answer to this. Well, Dan thinks there's a perfect answer. To
Well,
this.
in dance world, you're not going to eat meat. Everybody's going to be vegan.
Everybody's gonna be vegan.
That's what I'm saying. I think that Dan has like a perfect answer. To
In
this,
my world, everyone's bitches.
but I don't necessarily think that there is a perfect answer. But I think I like her style. I think I'd be okay with it.
I
Yes.
also think I don't know where I stand fully, but I also think that Dan is also being brave to say like, let's get out of what we know and suggest to
Absolutely,
perhaps
I agree with that.
this would be an improvement.
I do. No,
and maybe we're overvaluing
It's
free will, which
gutsy.
is what he's saying.
No, yeah, I think it's a gutsy move for sure. It's a
And
risky,
I'm not-
I
yeah.
see it as a risky gutsy move, but yeah, it's brave.
I agree with the same thing. It's like,
So
could I
brave.
live in that world? 100% get it. I can also see where Dan's coming from, and I go, yes, but I can also see the extremes of it, and I can go, it could be a lot worse than what we've got now. That's my concern. Is that
extremes are a little
the
scary.
extremes could
I mean,
be a lot worse than what we have right now.
They're
That's all.
scary-
That's
scary
the way I
in
look
the
at
balance.
it.
They're
Going
scary in the
forward,
balanced world too.
going forward, and we'll wrap up in a second. That was episode 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 episodes before. Just make sure. 4 episodes before the last one. What do you spend your time doing? Short answers.
Gearing
At
up.
this point,
Gearing up.
Yeah. No, I think.
Do you try to find mystical power or armor and weapons? Is that what you're gonna spend your time on?
I mean, generally speaking, yeah, I think Richard and Charles had the best idea at the very beginning of the episode.
What about like trying to communicate with the souls that are in there already?
In the Nether.
Yeah, that's what I would want to try to do if there's a way.
Currently, we don't have a way for that.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe you do. Maybe the big crystal you had that had all the souls in it, had those
That's
looming noise and all that. I know there's a small portion of them, but it's like finding, basically trying to get the frequency. I think what we really need to do is get on the same frequency
Right.
so that we're all in agreement, and then find the souls that match our frequency. So when we're going in, we're all going in with the same idea.
I think that's
We're
a very
close.
important thing that Richard just said.
Yeah.
You need to all be in agreement if you're going to be on the same side.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
we're close.
Currently,
I mean, we
currently
are.
we're not.
Well, we
Currently we're
are.
not.
We knew. No,
It might as well be close, but it might as well be miles
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
Close
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Close doesn't matter with this. It has to. We
Yeah.
have to be literally on the same page.
Do we
Yeah,
know?
I mean,
Now, with that said, also even all of the beings on the planet, if there is any way that we can again, sort of get people mentally sort of united, I think that would go a long way too.
Okay,
Whether it's
here's a
the,
sh-
the souls in the nether already or people that are not in the nether, because when it gets down to it, everybody's going to be in there. We know everybody's in there, everything's in there, whatever. But
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, as far as the timing and stuff, but
I think what you're saying is very interesting. To repeat what you just said, you said you feel like you should get all the souls and reality
we
and physical
can get-
existence on the same page.
right, if we can get people thinking like-mindedly on the planet
Right. But
and then connect with that would
A
be
stupid
very,
idea.
very powerful.
How about a poll? As stupid as it sounds, you almost like you poll the planet and
A
go,
written test.
do you want
We
this
give everybody
or
a
that?
written test.
But no, in the simplest form. Would you want to live in a world where you've got free will in this way here, or would you want to live in a world where there's more compassion? And
That's
literally
hilarious.
go
That's
that
great.
way, and
Let's
then
just literally poll everybody on
Yeah.
the planet about free will.
fill
I
out,
want-
fill out your Scantron sheet with a number 2 pencil.
The next episode is going to
No,
be
no, no.
is going to be me DMing Richard walking door to door in Sunken City. I'm like, excuse me, sir, you have time to take a poll quick. So if the world was going to end, where are you exactly?
Make sure there are no
What do you mean the world's
hanging
coming to an
chads
end?
off the-
Now it's gotta be like something bigger. Like if we
I
can.
mean,
get
what
all,
I'm meaning
the
from a soul
dragons
perspective,
to-
if you could talk to the souls in a way, if there was some way that we could do almost like a mass thing and just go push a button 1 or 2. I mean, it's something as simple as that. I know it's
It's interesting.
yeah.
Or again, somehow spread the word on the planet.
Yeah.
Like all the leaders of all like the species and all the races.
If there was a
Now,
way
if
to
we
go
got
through and
them to unite on something.
So what you're almost saying is like calling the United Nations to get everybody together and talk to them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, quick. Let's say the poll is done and the poll comes back. It's
poll.
like
The poll
Whatever.
comes back.
let's say it's like 60-40 one way or another.
Yeah.
So what do we do
Majority-
with this information?
Well,
Then you go whatever way it
take the
swings. You
60
go because
and
it is
you go with that,
it's got the
whatever it
16. You
is.
go.
And the
That's
fourth
what we're going to do,
Well.
and
yeah.
get in behind it, and go. As stupid as it sounds, majority rules. If it was exactly 50-50, you
Majority
that's when you have
rules.
to-
But
but
we're going to
you-
force everybody
Yeah.
to do
Exactly.
it.
Where's the but no, I think Scro is correct.
But I
like,
think,
you hey, we got 60%.
far
Like
as
take these
power-
60. We're
as
all
far
we're
as
all
power in
convinced.
this place. I
Right.
think that's what it's going to come down
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
and that's
you
what I'm
have-
meaning is that if you said you got a choice
That's
between
a
doing it
different
this way or doing it
conversation
that way.
than the
But-
I am now God and I'm going to remake
Yeah.
the planet and now what do? I'm putting up this lever and this fader. And,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
different. That's two different conversations. That's not.
And
the
you
same
could
thing.
do it through Andaria's heart. You could go down to Andaria's heart, use the connection there, and do it where she can contact all the souls on the planet simultaneously. And it's literally 2 choices. You pick
Brooke do
one
that?
or the other.
That's what we're going to tell people. We have the ability to talk to everyone on the planet at once.
It's interesting. Brooke is now made of amethyst.
Okay, so she could maybe.
She's pure amethyst from the nether.
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm not-
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
just an idea.
Like a Zoom poll.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna think about it this week. Let's see.
You can even put a poll up like on the
On the Facebook.
on Facebook.
The Facebook.
On the Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's it. We're gonna cut it there. This was a very fun
Good,
episode.
Yeah, good show tonight,
Yep.
guys.
It's very
And
deep.
and
Guys,
Discord. Let's not forget Discord.
And Discord.
Yeah.
Guys, with season 3, episode 7, this was Power Grab. Guys, we have 5 episodes left, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Before the end, March 12th will be the last episode of the Celestial War saga that started so long ago. Guys, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you for the fans that come on and playing as always. Thank you to the crew. Frankie and Size is switching. Thanks a lot. And guys, we'll see you next time on Audio Dungeon. Thanks.
Later.